Okay.
That's cool.
Hello, everybody, and good evening to another game of Worldshaper Games. We are playing Rime of the Frostmaiden in Icewind Dale. It's been quite good so far. The way we normally do this is we go around and say a tiny bit about our characters and introduce ourselves, and then we'll carry on with a recap of what we did last week, last time. So, if Jack, you would like to take it away to start off with.
Certainly. Hello, everyone. I'm Don Hayes. I play the character Emilia in this campaign. She is the daughter of Kalazar Elduin, my character from the previous campaign, and she hails from Waterdeep. She is a human rogue, and yeah, looking to kick ass and take names.
Amazing stuff. And how about you, Dave?
Surprising. I play Quinn Fairkettle. I'm a halfling. I'm a Twilight cleric. I also come from Waterdeep, but from like a minor side character relation. But yeah, she had a vision of fields and agriculture in the frozen north, and she's gone to do her deity's bidding. And now she's a speaker for Goodmead,
Speaker for Goodmead.
working her way up the ladder.
Excellent. How about you, Levi?
Hello, Levi. I am playing Cassius von Deuce, the half-elf, whatever he is, fighter. There we go. Mind part. And yeah, I'm basically his whole shtick is basically that he is quite the adventurous, inquisitive type, and he is headed up here to see kind of what's going on. I was bumped into this rubble of folk, and yeah, is currently he's doing his job. He's doing his job. He's there. That's what his job is. So
There's a job.
it's going well.
Excellent. And last but not least, Greg.
Greg, boy here. I play Zufira. She's a ranger from Icewind Dale, born and raised, and she was a ranger in the tundra. That's why snow proficiency. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
Yep.
She went south and met up with these chuckle fucks, and eventually they all found out that there was a dragon in her head who has now manifested into a dragon for real, sort of, but he's dead. And there's reasons why, but you'll just have to watch the previous episodes to find that out.
Wow, that was very dry.
Nice.
I don't need to tell her whole backstory every time.
No,
He's
Yeah.
a ranger.
What is this, game
She's-
10? It's
You
fine.
know,
Yeah.
A bit
Session 10,
short,
motherfuckers.
a
Who
bit
jumps in at
short.
session 10?
Bit short, like got a bit of a beard going on, right? Speaks with a West Country accent.
Okay.
No,
So who would
what
like
game have you
to-
been playing? Have you paying any attention to this campaign?
Who would like to do the recap this time? Who can remember? It has been a minute or two.
I will if no one else wants to.
I
Go
think it's
for it.
Dave or Jack's turn, but you go for it.
Sure. So we finally set off after the day of the celebrations of
Yeah.
Quinn being essentially the speaker and
Mhm.
Knobhead face basically being the temporary speaker.
Grant.
Yeah, Grant.
Grant Holmes.
Mr. Garbury. Right.
Mm.
Yeah, and we set off, and while we set off on towards BRYN SHANDER with Dekut, who is also with us, massive blizzard hit, and we had to duck into a cave off to the side. And as this was going on, it was actually a couple of fellows that said, "Come into the cave," and it turns out that there was a rock gnome with a pink mohawk with the name of Zilly Blackpipe, and a Goliath with all kinds of tribal tattoos over her called Hathiar. And they were in this cave with a couple of sleds, and I believe they were traveling merchants. Is that what they were?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
and-
traveling merchants.
So they were they were at least heading towards BRYN SHANDER. Whether that was their final destination, I can't remember. But they were heading in that direction, and so we were, sat around having a chat, and did notice that Zilly Blackpipe's pipe was made of chardlin. So there was a little bit like, what's this? But basically what happened is in the span of about 5 seconds, both the Goliath and Zilly got basically smacked to the ground by some invisible force, and the pipe
Plot convenience is the
Yeah,
force that hit
flew
them.
across along with two other, I was going to call them Schnef Goblin, that's not what they were, was it? It was the underground dwarves, the Drugar.
Rugar, yeah.
Dwargo.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. They basically stole one of the sleds, followed with the Huskies on it, or whatever it was. I think it was Huskies. And so we followed after them, and we.
This all happened so fast that we couldn't respond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like I chucked the boomerang missed. So, but other than that,
Boomerang
the
exploded.
boomerang exploded. Like, yeah, we got onto the other sled and began the race of basically us trying to catch these guys. Because Zilly had said, if you get my pipe back, I will give you 400 gold pieces. We were like, all right then. And so, yeah, we fought these fools, chasing these Drugar. And essentially, yeah, it kind of eventually caught up with them. But during the pursuit, we had to avoid some Chewingas. We had to avoid some elks. The sledge got caught on fire miraculously. I don't know how that happened. There was a ton of things going on, and basically we were getting to the point where we were going to fly into a ravine, but we managed to slow down the sled long enough, and we managed to take out all three of these Drugar. There was one that was invisible, and he eventually was like, "Nah, fuck this! I'm going to be visible and just focus on driving." And yeah, we managed to take them out, and we managed to retrieve the Chardlin pipe, and I think Quinn kind of got a vibe that there was no magical elements to it. It like obviously being used and hollowed out, and it had been so old that actually it was just a pipe. There was no magical.
Yeah, it didn't feel the same as the stuff I messed around with before.
And
it was also significantly smaller than the other pieces we'd seen, apart
Yes.
from being processed as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think one of them had a note on them to a Zardok Sunblight, who I think is the leader of this group in this area. And it basically was just like, bring back as much as you can. And I think they were just taking as much Chardlin. I think it was just Chardlin they were after. And there's something going on with this group of Drugar that are just basically trying to take all this Chardlin back.
Yeah, Sunblight is a chieftain.
Yeah.
And
so the plot thickens as we've now discovered that there's some of these guys in the near vicinity somewhere hoarding this stuff. And we eventually got back to Zilly. We handed back the pipe. She paid us. And we all set off towards BRYN SHANDER. And there was a lovely scene. BRYN SHANDER on a hill in the back with the walls and the towers looking nice. And we were just like sledding along. And that's how we ended it. It was very lovely. Very serene.
Yeah, just one little bit was
You skipped all the parts where we stopped to take a piss as well. Sorry.
That did happen, yeah.
Dakut told us about the eye that he found. The green orb was the eye of Erzak.
Yeah.
Erzak. Where you can use it, you can understand orc writing, but you can't speak.
I have airsets.
Item, that's it. But yeah,
which Amelia tried to
pinch.
No,
make a deal on buy it in town or
it's
something.
Procure.
Yes, exactly.
Bargain for.
Well, speaking of deals, you also brought more rations from Zilly as well.
Oh yeah, you did.
And I've got one of Amelia's knives, so I have a ranged weapon. It's gonna be so funny. My flat like 10 in dexterity. Go knife, go.
By the way, Levi, you might want to turn Dave down just a smidge. He's a little bit louder than yourself. Yeah.
All right, there you go.
That never happens.
Let me know.
It's rare. Yeah, seems all right.
Weird.
I had to turn myself down because I didn't realize the slider was all the way up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything.
Cool. I think that is everything then. Getting back to the other map. So we would open this where we left the exact scene is we were starting to make the climb up the gradual hill to BRYN SHANDER because BRYN SHANDER, as the map would suggest there, it is essentially a city, hill fort kind of a city. And you would climb up to it coming in from the East Way main road. And it's taking you approximately, what was that, 6 hours? Or probably more than 6 hours because you had to stop because of a blizzard that had rolled in. So it's been most of the day pretty much traveling, and you would get here into the evening before they close the gates. To give you a bit of information on BRYN SHANDER for whichever players know, and a bit for the people watching. So this is the main town for the main trade that comes up through the mountain pass. So the southwest gate, that is the main path that goes back down towards that goes back down towards but over the mountains. It follows the 10 trail, is the road that goes back down to the south over the mountains. Unfortunately, you would know that the amount of trade that has come in is grinding to a halt because of the ever-changing winter, in terms of ever-changing wintry sort of weather that happens. You all had first-hand experience of that when an avalanche came down either side of you back in your first adventuring days, as it were. And it's the walls, for instance, that you're walking up to stand about 30 feet high. And they have there are two rings basically, and then loads of dirt and rubble are filled in between them with a walkway that goes around. And as you look up, you can see guards that are posted, people walking around. They all look like they've got bows on them, swords at their side. This is the town's militia guard, as it were. As you're walking up to the main gates. The main gates are half open. You get the impression that this time of day they start to close the gates because they want to keep the town safe and the people safe and stop whatever in the wilderness from coming in. So each night they do close the gates when it's night has fallen sort of time. You'll know that this is a very packed kind of residence for people staying. You have your shopping areas, you have your religious areas, stuff like that. On the map, you can see where the town hall is, right in the middle, for instance. Black Iron Blades is a blacksmith and there's mainly a blacksmith with a shop attached to it. These are owned by two dwarfs.
Gimli.
Gimli. These are owned by two dwarfs that own the blacksmith and the shop, and one does the shop side, selling adventuring gear, everything that people would need for adventuring, and then the other side is all your weapons and iron works, basically. You obviously have stables. There's the council hall is down to the south, where all the council members, all the town speakers would gather for their monthly meeting. That would probably be interesting for you.
Yeah.
There's the North Look. This is basically one of the biggest taverns, one of the main taverns in the city. So if you want decent bed and boarding, and to pick up rumors, that's a very good place. You'll find lots of other adventurers there. And the House of the Morning, or is it the House of the Morning Lord, is your main temple in the city, and that is devoted to the Morning Lord, which is uh, one of the deities worshipped in the area. Although stuff's gone a bit weird there. You probably would have heard a few rumors that, for those who live here and have traveled around a bit, that the place has come on hard times, and they've shifted. The leader sort of thing has shifted ideals, as it were. But that's as far as you know. There are other conveniences here. There is probably a market in the middle. There is stuff that is not labeled on the map. But if you want to find things, then feel free to ask, and we will think of stuff.
Is
Yeah.
Bryn Shander considered like the capital of this city? I know they're all towns. I know it's one of the
Yeah.
bigger ones. Is it kind of considered like the capital of this area?
This is pretty much the the
Yeah.
capital, because on the map, like Targus, Bryn Shander, Turmalin, East Haven are all big towns, but Bryn Shander is by far the biggest main
And the other thing
hub.
was you saying about like the city militia guard. Is this like, do they have like a proper guard in this place rather than
Okay.
just like
So, let's see here. This is roughly a populace of 1,200 odd people, thereabouts. The services, comfort, friendliness is all top notch. With militia, um, they can be up to 250 people
they
that
got?
they can muster, for instance, and
Mm.
there are roughly about 20 veterans in amongst them.
Mhm.
Um, so they're decent. It is still militia, so take that as you will. The heraldry, for instance, and you probably see this marked above the main gates, if anything. I've got a little handout here.
Cheeky handout.
Yeah, the handouts, so you can all see that.
Ooh, that's quite cool actually.
This is black antlers above a vertical shaft of gold wheat on a white field, signifying the town's strength and prosperity on the vast snowy tundra. Okay.
Nice.
That's
I
cool.
like the gold wheat.
Yes. You'll know that the town speaker is Duvessa Shane, and should have a handout for this one as well. Picture. Oh, there it is. There we are. So that's what she looks like.
Oh
She
wow.
human?
This is human, yes. So Duvessa Shane. So that's her.
Why'd she
Guess
kill that?
I'd know of her.
Yeah, anybody who's lived in the area will know of her or
Like
been
an
around.
important politician, yeah.
She is the speaker to. She speaks to the townsfolk, although relatively young.
She looks like she
Uh,
don't take no shit from nobody.
Duvessa is the head of the council of speakers, so she is like the head of
He's
you
my
know
boss.
basically, yeah. You have Sheriff Markham Southwell. So he's like the head of the militia. Um,
He's the sheriff of this here
is the
town.
yeah, basically he's the sheriff. Where's the handout for him? Nope. Got it here somewhere. There it is. There we
Show
are.
me where to shoot.
So he's like the sheriff, as
Markham
it were.
Southwell. Yeah.
Mark
Oh,
himself.
no, he looks like a guy you
Mark
want to chill
Hamill
with. He looks
Southwell.
cool.
Yeah, he's alright. He's.
I think he's all right.
So there's that guy.
He's authority, so I will butt heads with him.
You're gonna be best buds. You're gonna marry him probably.
Probably. Um. So yeah, those are the main things you need to know so far, I believe. So yes, as you walk up, there are two guards. There are a couple of guards in the process of signing off the last couple of people. You can see one with like a clipboard and a piece of paper signing off like names, for instance, asking people their names.
I think before we head up,
Yes,
Dende and Zufira share a look, and then he vanishes into a cloud of snow.
that makes sense. Okay.
What a lad.
This isn't Quinn's town, and we're a bit more on edge here.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna kill
It's a
everyone.
big city, Continue.
Okay. So yes, you all basically walk up. You probably have where is it? Zilly and Harfer at the lead, as it were. They are pulling their sleds. The sled dogs, have come are trotting along,
Nice.
as they do.
Probably quite tired.
And one of the town guards waves both of them through, and it makes a note of them coming through, and then they hold up a hand to your group, and they say, so I've not seen you four around before, not in the most recent days. So if we could all take your names, and we could take your names again when you leave, please. That would be very much appreciated, and then you can come in and stay for us however long you want.
Do we lie?
Sure. I am Amelia. And then to my left, we have Zafira Snowbeard, Cassius Fondus,
Thinking.
Quinn
They know her,
Faircastle,
or they've
and
at
we
least
are.
seen her at some point in the past.
And together, you can just put down the Eyes of Night. That's who we are
Eyes of
collectively.
Night. That's fine.
Quinn's
he
just
marks you down.
thinking, do I say I'm a speaker or do I not?
The thing is, I don't know if word has traveled fast enough just yet.
Yeah, so what would
I get the
No, I think it's
feeling.
more like, would I introduce myself as being like,
If you want that
speaker?
title, you can do.
Yeah, I feel like I would. But I
Lord
feel like it's a
Duchess,
bad plan.
Because
But yeah.
bear in
Definitely in
mind that-
Targos, that'd be a bad plan, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Not in
For-
Targos.
For a series of events, it's like you became speaker the day before you left.
Yeah,
So
I think I would
word
do
of
that.
your deeds and word of your title will catch up with you the next day.
Yeah,
As people
I'll
start moving around a bit
introduce so yeah, when you do the introductions, I say, I am also the new speaker for Goodmead.
It goes, oh right, okay, wow. We'll put your
Kind of
title down then. That's not a problem.
Does not believe me.
Speaker, question mark.
Just
Aaron!
because I'm a halfling.
Ah!
That
That
is
is real.
a good point. You're halfling, aren't you? All right.
A stacked halfling.
There we are.
Very wide.
Chonk.
Right. We're not sure if he believes you or not, but
Probably
he
not.
he pencils down your name, regardless, and he
Sure.
says, "Well, enjoy your stay. We'll be closing the gates in a few minutes. At that point, people, unless you have a very good reason, people can't really leave. It gets quite dangerous out there. So, this is the
I'd say
safest place to be."
Yeah, let me say I have no desire to go out at night. I'm more than happy to be in the town.
Sure.
As we walk past him, I just knock him out.
You're
Attack
not
the guy.
people out.
You're on your
Whole
own.
militia on you. No. So yeah, you basically get ushered through. You walk through, and then now you're in like a little. There's a bit of room before the buildings start carrying on. You can see lots of little alleyways and main thoroughfares and things like that going on, and there's more people here than you used to, and there is a bit of hustle and bustle going around, and people going about their business.
Yeah.
It's like
Ooh.
early. It's just before 6 o'clock. I reckon they close the gates at like 6ish or something.
Yeah, like sundown or whatever.
Stop the trade, yeah.
I was just thinking, how long is it until the sacrifice?
Oh god. Oh no.
And I think it's still
no.
a while, isn't it?
So
It's
this
still,
is June the 6th, and you've got until
a week, can we?
where was it?
Is it a week?
a week rings a bell, but I don't know
June
if
the
that's already
14th.
passed.
About a week.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a while, yeah.
Let's not be here when that happens.
Yeah.
I got 7 on session 10 at the start of session 10. 7 days until full moon, so it's the same day as last session. So 7 days.
7 days.
Just Monday now. Tuesday is the full moon. Yeah.
Yes,
I
that's
guess
right.
it's 8 days.
Definitely need to be out of town by then. Probably the day before, at least.
Yeah.
Like-
Because for the calendar, we're using real-time calendar.
Yeah.
It's easier for this year. So yeah, you're all standing there. And Zilly goes, well, we best get back to our building. You're welcome to come with us if you want. We've got a few more supplies there, although things are dwindling a bit because you can see that we haven't had much trade coming through at the moment. So we might see you again, we might not. It's up to you.
Actually, Zilly, yes, I would like to accompany you to your headquarters. One, to find out where it is. And two, there is some business I would like to discuss in terms of trade routes to and from this area. We had a couple of, well, we'll get to that when we get to your place.
Sure. Of course. I can always put some ginger tea on or something as well. So yeah,
Wouldn't say no.
it's this way. And she starts like leading the sled dogs off
Mhm.
down a street. You're heading like northeast.
Yeah.
Yay.
I'm going to try
Alright.
and orient myself to try and, or as a character, Amelia's just going to try and make a mental note of where, because obviously this is quite a big town, probably the biggest town she's been in outside of
Oh yes.
Waterdeep. So
Yeah.
she's probably going to try and look out for landmarks, things that would like, you know, if she had to make her way back, she could probably try and
Not
backtrack.
bread.
I'm going
Yeah,
to.
not quite that extreme, but
I've found a
yeah.
nice little place. I'm going to mark this on the map so that we've at least
Turns out
got.
it's a town hall.
Yeah.
Let's say that building there.
You might not have done that on our level, Phil.
Probably
Yeah.
not. All right, that building there.
Oh yeah.
Hang on a
That's the
second. I'm just gonna.
bottom right.
I'm just struggling to see the red. That's all. I was just gonna.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
What color would you like, Levi?
No, I was just gonna draw like a line from it, so I knew exactly where it was. That was all.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, from the east gate, you said
There
you
we
were
go.
coming from, yeah?
Eastgate, yeah. Oh, so
Yeah.
you see, you haven't gone that far, yeah. For some reason in my mind, I orientated the gate so that it's down the south. But yeah, you travel like blah blah blah, and it's there.
Cool. Lovely.
So it's that building basically.
So basically, when we do, have the tea and stuff, and then I'll probably bring up. So Zilly, we part of my reason for coming to Icewind Dale was we have had reports of missing caravans that travelled to and from the Elderwin estate. I don't suppose you are au fait with this particular trade route, and whether there is something in particular that has stopped trade coming to and from. We used to send lots of food and goods to cities around Icewind Dale. I don't know the specifics myself, but this seems like a site of town that it probably would have gone to as like the head of trade for this area. And obviously, I know that part of the ice and the cold and the weather has played a part, but I don't suppose if you know anything more.
Yes, it's been most unfortunate. So we as a company, we would get some of the main trade coming up through, and I think we have one of the logs around here somewhere for the trade that you're speaking of, and unfortunately, as there's been quite a few avalanches in the past couple of weeks, and it's been getting worse and worse. I have a feeling that this winter is just changing the landscape far too much for any trade to get through whatsoever.
I see. If you could get hold of those logs for me, that would be fantastic. I say it would come from Waterdeep. Specifically, it would be the Elderwin estate that would be uh, trading to and from most likely BRYN SHANDER, but it could be any of the towns in this area. I don't know the
And
specifics.
what remind me, what primarily do they trade in? Is there a specific good?
We generally trade food. Obviously, with Waterdeep is known for its good food. So food and general wares like pelts is generally one of
So-
the good um commodities here in Waterdeep, and is usually widely accepted as a good trading um, as a good trade for yourselves. We generally trade for pearls and minerals, that type of thing. Things that are, shall we say, a little bit more less available in the town of Waterdeep.
Yeah, so that makes sense. I'm sure my friend here, Hartha, can have a look through the logs whilst I pour out more tea. And
Wonderful.
she like looks over to her friend, and Hartha takes the hit and like goes off into the back for a time, and she will return. Is there anything else you want to ask Silly while she's here? She's still got the black pipe, and she's
Yeah.
like occasionally using it.
Um, are we kind of? Is it just us and Zilly now, or are there other people?
Um, the coot is probably with you,
I always
but
forget it
he.
exists.
Oh yeah,
Did
definitely.
we come along? I feel like this conversation was private, so I don't even know if we came along
Oh
with you.
right, do you join
I
or
just
do you
don't know.
not
I
join?
didn't know whether
This
it's.
would be. I mean,
I came
I'd
with,
say this in
so we
front
didn't
of the people. I
lose.
don't think it's anything that's. I mean, I'm just talking about the trade route.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
part of the reason I've already told the group that that's my main mission here in Waterdeep, in Icewind Dale. Sorry, is to try and fix
Yeah.
that trade route. So I don't think it'd be something I'd hide from the group. I'd be, if everyone was with us, which we probably were as a group, I would say then we would probably be an open discussion. I would probably say, Dakut, would you give us a moment? I want to ask Zilly some questions, if that's okay.
Um, yeah, sure. I'll just be over here.
We won't be long. We'll only be a few minutes.
Okay, and then afterwards, I need to get back to my family actually, so I'll be bidding you uh adieu soon. And if you want to come and meet my family, considering you have travelled with me for so long and got me back safely, of course.
Oh, sure. Why not?
Mm.
That sounds quaint.
Yeah.
We might be able to put you up for the night, but it
Oh,
depends if we've got room. But it really does also if my wife is okay with that as well.
of
But we shall
course.
see.
Indeed,
Okay.
indeed. And
And he goes out.
so when we were just with Zilly, I would say, Zilly, you are you're obviously a well-renowned trader around these parts. Um,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you something. This is a little bit more serious. We we understand there is a guild operating in this area. We believe they are the Zhentarim Guild, or words to that effect. I just wonder, is this a guild you may have come across, or do you know anything about them? We believe they might be operating out of Targos, but
We It's funny you say that because we were approached by some, let's say, shady sorts,
Unsavory
uh,
fellows.
unsavory fellows, like a couple of weeks ago, and they just wanted some special packages being transported. Um, I thought better of it, to be honest, and I turned them down. I don't know if that could have been them or not, but you know, I haven't had that kind of uh, that kind of offer in quite a long time. So if it's them, it could be them.
indeed, I don't suppose you have any contacts or any names that were given to you.
Not really. I
Okay.
mean, I would have thought they would use fake names anyway.
That's true. Any leads you can. I'll tell you what. If you think of anything that might help us in our, I guess you'd call it an investigation. We just want
Sure.
to, you know, do what we can to safeguard this realm, and we believe these characters may be up to no good. I trust you enough that I think you're one of the good guys, and yeah, I'd hate, yeah, whatever we can do to support this town and
Of course. I like to say I try to keep my business running smoothly without a hitch, and I don't want any shady business going on.
yeah, well
Um,
said.
you might want to try the tavern, like up in the north of the city, the North Look. I hear that's a good place to pick up little tippets little bits of rumors you might be able to hear, but be careful when you ask around because just be careful who you ask.
Certainly. Again, I wanted to approach you. I feel like you. We know you well enough that I don't think you're one of the bad ones. So
Fire up.
call it a whim,
And
a good vibe.
that's when Harfer comes back in
Oh yeah,
and hands Silly the little the book,
yeah.
and she starts thumbing through, and she goes, "Ah, here, yeah, there was meant to be one actually turning up last week. Goods of food and a few different kinds of pelts. Actually," she holds it up, and you can clearly see the theoretically setting off from day X to arrive here on like last week's Friday, for
Hmm.
instance, and hasn't turned up. A cause of vast storm in the area, um, that kind of thing.
I'd probably ask what the route was, and you don't have to go into the specifics, but kind of like on a
Yeah,
lead of like which direction was it coming from, and then hopefully I can go out and
the
investigate.
route would have been along just the main
Just the
run.
main route. Okay, I'd
Yeah,
probably just ask for the main route and then make a note of it, jot it in my journal or something.
yeah. She says, "Oh, the main route goes down from the southwest gate. If you follow that road, it's a well-traveled road, and that takes you right the way through the mountains to the south. Um, it's not treacherous, although because of this because of this annoying winter, it has become treacherous. So that's why we're not getting much trade anymore. It's just dribs and drabs, and nothing really uh, permanent at the moment. Um, it's quite saddening, really.
Indeed.
I tried I tried to keep myself happy, but I think everybody in the town is a bit. You can just see it in their faces.
I think
Yeah.
Quinn definitely says, "This is why we need to end this winter, and this is why we need to make nature go back to normal."
Just like nodding, and even like Harfer is like there's like a sullen sort of like recognition, and like
Hmm.
definitely.
Yeah.
Wait, we need to sort this out.
I agree. I agree. I don't suppose there was any checkpoints along the way.
Normally there's two. So there's one just before you enter the mountains, and there's one on the other side.
Do you happen to know if it checked in at any of those checkpoints, and just to narrow down our search if possible?
No, I haven't been out there.
Okay.
Not been able to get out there myself.
Fair enough. I appreciate this is it's a lot of questions. That'll do for now. But as I say, if you do hear anything about the what guild,
Sure.
do feel
I,
free to reach out for us. We are the Eyes of Night, and also if you have any more issues with your pipe being stolen, you know where we are.
yes. No, you've done bravely. It's great. Do you need more
Yay.
tea, or are you heading
One for the
out?
road, maybe.
Sure.
I think when we say we're the eyes of night, we should all do this. That's our group like pose. We are the eyes of night. I don't know, just an idea. Just an idea.
Still not on
Well,
board with
spread
this
your name
completely.
faster. Yeah.
Quinn be up for it.
Yeah,
Catherine's like about it. It's like,
out of character, but
Every
I
time.
my headphones on. No.
Cool. That is it. That's all I wanted to speak to Zilly about. I thought that was some good
that was
info.
rather silly.
Okay. Yeah. So afterwards, you all head out, I suppose,
We'll
and
follow
do.
Dekute, I think, to
Oh
his
yeah, yeah.
place of residence. Makes
So
sense.
let's do
Let's get some
another
more
mark.
tea for free.
Let's rob 'em
Three.
blind.
Knock him out, long
Let's
last.
Okay.
Steal
So
his bag of loot just as he's about to go into the door.
Silly's
You
place.
are the
Oh, good. You've
worst.
marked it. You guys can mark it on the map. It's easy enough. Let's
The long
travel
game.
over.
Yeah, fine, we took it.
Let's travel over to. Oh, it wouldn't be a big place, would it? It'll be here, down south.
Nice.
Yeah. So you can write on there Decoot's place. Why not?
Cool.
So you go through a couple of winding streets, and every so often there's people are looking really glum and stuff like that. There's lanterns and various lights from window that just make colored lights like dance across the snow and things like that. You probably get the impression that this was once like quite a nice place to live, although it being hustly and bustly kind of thing. Um, you can see that there are like one or two beggars on the corners as you pass by. It's up to you if you want to stop to give them a bit of coin. They like, hold out their hands like this, but don't really say anything. Just mutter a few words and like thanks if
I'd
you don't see
give
anything.
them a couple of coppers or something.
Sure, sprinkle in there a couple of coppers into their hands, and they're very grateful and happy that you could do that. You've probably, buy like a couple of pieces of bread with it or something.
Yeah, I'll just knock off a couple of silver for
Sure,
like
spread the
spread it
goods.
out. Yeah.
Get your name out there
Mhm.
if you so choose. It'll be another way of like
Yeah.
spreading your name.
I got like the holy symbol on my shield and that. I'm kind of looking like a cleric. So
Pass them a packet of seeds.
should probably act like a cleric. I should
Grow,
give out
grow
seeds.
your own.
So you get up to Dakut's place. You can see this is just I'd say it's a two-story building. It's probably just the next story is like a single room and an attic kind of deal. Um, and he gets up to the front door, takes out a key, unlocks the door, and opens it. And you can hear him. You can hear him say like, "Hey, Heather, I'm back." And he walks in and he says, "I hope you don't mind, but I've brought a few guests with me. I'll explain why once I get my boots off." He like ushers you all in. You can see that there's like a little boot rack that he takes his boots off.
Bootstraps, bootstraps.
Yeah, and he goes, "Ah, that's much better. If you don't mind leaving your boots there, it keeps the snow in one place."
Hmm.
Um, and you
Classy
can
man.
see in front of you, the front door basically opens into what would be like their front lounge sort of area.
Quinn takes her boots off but puts them in a bag.
Okay.
So I'm wearing the boots of Winterland.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna leave those lying around in this guy's shoe rack.
Yeah. Might get muddled up.
Yeah,
They
I'm
are nice
attuned
boots.
to these.
Um, yeah, you can see there's like one of those big circle rugs on the floor. Everything's wooden and stone. There are a few windows. It's a very nice, comfy sort of place. There is another partition where there would be then the kitchen, and you can see a bit of movement in the kitchen. And there's like a couple of there's a big table over to one side. There's also chimney and the fireplace and a few like chairs and stuff like that that are well used. There's another bookshelf over in the corner with a desk uh, underneath it as well, and you can see like a line of books going across and a few papers on the desk. And he goes, "Oh, welcome to my house." And then you hear like running down the stairs. The stairs connect to the kitchen, and then they go through. You hear the patter of like of feet run down the stairs, and there's a like a small child's voice go, "Daddy, Daddy, you're home!" And his daughter basically runs into the room, and then does that thing where he like skid across the carpet slightly, and the eyes fly wide open, going like, uh,
Can we attempt to
who are
clothesline the kid while it's running?
I was
Perfect.
waiting for the knockout.
Yeah.
Boom.
I was waiting for like, danger, attack. So don't sneak up on us.
yeah, skids on the carpet. The like heavy slippers skid on the carpet, and she's like, who are you?" And she looks up at all of you.
We are friends of your father's. We've been on quite the adventure together.
"Adventure? sounds amazing. Um,
Very exciting. I'm sure your dad will tell you all about it.
okay. And you hear her like yell out to her mother. It's like, Mum, there are people here to see Dad and you. And the mum like comes into the front, comes in between the door frame of the kitchen. You can see that she's got like a cloth over one shoulder and like a penny on or something like that. And she's clearly in the middle of like cooking. You can smell like a
Fish.
stew, yeah, exactly, a fish stew. Why not? Coming
Makes
over,
sense.
passing your senses, and she's like, "Oh, we have guests. Um, who who are you? Oh,
Hi there.
Yeah.
I'm Amelia. I'm a friend of your father. Friend of your husband. um, wow, got that
That
mixed
got
up.
weird.
Yeah.
That got weird very quickly.
Not a friend of your father, but I'm a friend of your daddy.
Yeah.
Ah!
Jesus. Jesus. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Quinn would introduce herself as speaker for good mead. Quinn
sure.
Faircattle.
You all go around and make niceties in that." And she goes, "Diku, can I just have a word with you?" And he nods and goes back to you guys and goes, "Well, make yourselves at home, please. Take a seat around the table, and I'll be able to tell you a few more things in a minute, and we'll just sit down and have like a quiet drink or something.
Wonderful. Thank
I'll
you.
come to." Okay.
Thanks for your
Uh,
hospitality.
and he goes into the kitchen.
Goes off to show his
If
wife a good
anybody
time.
wants to try to listen in whilst you sit at the table, then it's up to you.
Yeah,
If you do,
I'll have
Yeah.
there's no listen, is there? Perception, right?
perception. It's
It's been a
normally is.
while
Yeah.
since I played D&D,
Yeah.
for heaven's sake.
Quinn's probably talking to the kid if it's still in the room.
Ba, 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 ba.
It.
Damn.
So 20
Where
for
are we?
perception.
Oh yeah, you hear. Anyone else listening? Or
No.
trying to listen, I should
Probably
say.
Nah,
passively,
not
not
trying to.
trying. No.
No.
Right.
I mean, Amelia's it's kind of her thing as a rogue. It's kind of what she
Yeah,
does.
Quinn doesn't really care
Nosy
about
fucker.
the cute. Quinn
Yeah,
forgets
sure.
the cute happens in character. She's like, oh yeah, this guy's still with us.
I'm just assuming Dakute's going to share his wife around with all of us, so you know.
Jeez.
All right. You're thinking of a
Anyone
very
does it.
different night
Amelia
to
will
what
not
Quinn's
partake.
thinking of. Yeah, Quinn is
Not
not
that kind of
interested.
role playing, Levi.
Not
Oh,
that
shit,
kind of
I've
role
done it
Yeah.
with the wrong
We're
group.
not.
Sorry, guys, I've done it again.
And the whip just disappears with his hand. It's like, oh.
He's like, oh.
Guess I won't be needing this.
Sharpening it in the corner, like, yes.
It's like, I knew you had it for a reason. We just didn't know what. So
Scream louder.
you can hear like a bit of back and forth for you of the like, who are these people? Why did you bring them here? Why are they in my house? You know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And he manages to like calm her down, but it's like shushed bickering for a second, and
They're
he
rich.
yeah. Sorry. Um,
The
and then
politician.
Which one's under
you
the
can,
thumb? That's the question.
yeah, who knows? You can hear.
Definitely
I'd
Dakute.
break in
Yeah,
with a whip and
definitely
go.
Dakute.
Definitely
You
Dakute.
can hear. All of you can hear this at this point. That sack that he's always been carrying, he dumps it down on the floor, and there's like a loud metal of gold and silver and trinkets, and you can hear like an audible like gasp from the missus in the kitchen, basically. And
This where we finally mug him.
yeah, and she goes,
Oh, it's not dark.
you hear, "That's going to solve all our problems, actually." And then nothing's more said of that. About a few minutes go by, and the wife comes out. Heather comes out with a tray and a couple of like mugs on it, and she comes over to you. "Well, it's a delight to meet any friends of Dakut. Any friends of him are a friend of mine. Um, you must tell me of your travels and how it's all been out there on the road." Here's some hot drinks. There's nothing fancy
Yeah.
about them. It's just flavored water.
When she says that, I definitely go. I first met Takut by saving him from undead zombie orcs that he accidentally defrosted. But they were
Whoops.
like, yeah,
His leg ever heal up?
did I cured him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's you can see like a stare from his wife directly to him, and
Yeah.
he's just like it's all right.
Quinn's very abrupt.
That's cool.
Zafira appreciates Quinn today. Abrupt and talking about saving nature.
Yeah, I like nature. As long as we can harness it and make it into agriculture.
Plant the seed.
Yeah, that's where we disagree.
Yeah, that's why I'm not Sylvanus. Yeah.
And you can see that the child is by the mother's side, like clinging on to. She's about what would you be about like 8 sort of age, and just like at mother's side, like listening intently about the whatever adventures come up and things like that.
Hmm.
And then after a minute or two of these like tailing these tales and regarding sort of things, Takut goes, I think so with the orb, um I need to look at my books, but I think I will sell it for a decent price. It's going to help us out anyway. Uh, and if you come back tomorrow, the book will be finished as well. I just need to add a few more notes from my own research, and then it'll be done.
Fantastic.
So that's good.
Perhaps we can agree a price for both items together, as one is, needed for the other per se. And yeah, we can come back tomorrow and make a deal.
It looks at you a bit funny at the mention of for both items. And he nods.
The orb and the book.
He nods. There's a little glimmer in his eye, but he nods.
Okay.
I think at this point I'm gonna ask him, like, Takut, what was that there? What was actually in that sack that you finally let go of?
Whoa.
Well, that is going to help us with our problems.
Trinkets and
used to
heirlooms, I
Yes,
presume.
exactly. Trinkets and heirlooms and stuff
I-
that we can sell that will help us.
I'm just gonna get up, walk past him, and go and have a look.
Okay.
Just to see what's there.
He watches. Do you actually go all the way into the kitchen, or do you stop on the door frame?
You go and look what's in the sack.
All right. Well,
I'm not gonna take anything. Just
the
wanna
sack
look.
is by the cooker. You look in it, and it is exactly. It's like, it's orc artifacts, trinkets, stuff that you find in an orc chamber. There are a few like the classic silverware and golden plates, that kind of thing, like your gold candlesticks, stuff like that.
What's
Nice.
the Is it investigation? Like, if I'm basically like looking at it. Is there anything? If I rolled a check, is there anything that would stand out to me?
Only the historical side of those
Okay.
items, I suppose.
There's nothing. There's just from
there's no like magical artifacts in
that's
there or
fine.
anything like that.
I was just kind of curious. I just kind of look at it back and forth, and I'm like, Then I just plod back in and sit down again.
Sure.
They
I don't think by this point he minds too much because he has been carrying it for like the entire time. So he's not too worried.
Quinn still has no interest. She's just carried on sat there.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's done,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
just-
Really?
Yeah, it's just stuff. It's not my stuff.
Zafira's done with tomb robbing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Cassius has kind of realised, like, we've just too robbed, like, this thing.
No more
It's just not
curses for
very, like-
Saphira, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Quinn's is not very money driven, so it doesn't really care.
Fucking Takut's lucky those things aren't from Chilt.
Across the seas.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Worth more.
To be honest, looking, so he says to you all, to be honest, I don't. Now that I'm back home, and I've been away for a while, but now that I'm back, uh, there there isn't really enough room to put you up. I'm sorry about that, but there just isn't. We
No.
have our room
Wow.
and then the attic side of things, but even that's far too small. It's just storage.
To
So
be fair to Q, we were always going to spend the night in the tavern anyway. As much as we appreciate your offer for putting us up,
So cool. You
it
might
was
say we're sick of you.
you know,
We're gonna spend the
I
night in
think
the
it's
tavern with your
I
wife.
think you've been long enough away from home, and I'm sure you'll want your personal space.
yeah,
So
you
yeah,
can see his
we'll
wife like brighten.
put ourselves up.
Yeah, you can see his wife like visibly like there's like a brightening smile. The fact that she hasn't seen him for ages and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
So
Hmm. We'd not like to
so
interrupt
hmm,
on the family time. We
I
can easily find a tavern.
I do
no,
have
of
one
course if you
question.
go up the road and it'll be there. Yes,
Do you know where the nearest postmaster would be in this town?
postmaster. Yeah,
Yes.
of course. That's more or less where'd it be? It's more or less in the center of
Oh,
town.
Oh,
Billy the
wonderful.
postmaster.
Yeah. Why is that? Do you just want to?
Oh, I just want to send a message back home.
Oh, of course. Well, they do send out runners. So you should be able to send a message. I don't know how likely it is to get through, but you know, there's no harm in trying.
I see. Okay.
If only we knew
What's the
someone who
most
could
effective
teleport.
way of sending a message then? Forgive me, I don't know these parts very well. I'm new to the area.
Um,
If only we had one of those stones that sends messages.
Perhaps it's a question more
yeah,
for the postmaster.
Yeah.
I'll take it to them.
yeah. If you go to them, they'll be able to tell you
Find a wizard.
Wonderful.
sending
Oh yeah,
spell.
If only we knew
sending spell. That'd be
Yeah,
someone
useful.
sending
But I bet that's
spell, yeah.
expensive.
Yeah. Would I or Quinn know the
To
answer
be
to this off
fair,
by heart?
that would be pretty cool.
You would know the spell sending would obviously that's you know telepathy sort of business over long distances.
That's
But
above our head.
yeah, that's above your head.
Yeah, I think
You would
Quinn.
know that like paying. But see, the thing is the trade routes are effectively blocked, but one or two people, maybe a person on their own, could slip through.
Yeah,
Maybe Kit
I
Pigeon.
guess if there was a caravan like Zillies, you could pay them to take a message.
Yeah,
I get the impression.
I guess
Yes, exactly. But I get the
Quinn's
impression.
messages come from like towns, so probably just written on scraps of like
Yeah.
parchment. Like we
Like I say,
need
I
this
get the
here.
impression if you was to pay a decent sum, somebody with enough experience, they would probably be able to get through the mountain pass on their own. It's still very dangerous, but it's less of a target than sending like a whole
yeah,
caravan or trade route people.
Yeah,
makes
Yeah,
sense. What
it's
about
like people
falcon or
can get
something
through. It's just really dangerous.
A pigeon.
like a bird?
Home in pigeon. Yeah, you could do.
Okay, cool. I'll save it for the postmaster, but I
Sure.
probably want to make my way there before we rest up for the
That's
day.
fine. Yeah, postmaster in the center of town. You'll probably go past it as you go to. Do you guys want to go to the main tavern, or do you want to
Uh,
go to
Yeah.
the
I
tavern?
think there was one called the North Look. Where is
That is
that in
correct.
relation to?
North.
I
On
presume
the map.
that, but I mean, in
It's
comparison to the
Oh
town
yeah,
literally
it's right
centre.
north.
Northgate, isn't it?
Just
It's
north of
just
the town centre.
straight up. Yeah.
Okay, and then are there any other? I guess we could just go there first, and then we can already see if there's.
Yeah, nothing to
I've got
do.
two things I want to do really before we close
Yeah, the only
shop for the
thing
night.
Quinn would want to do is try and meet, go to the council hall. I guess you have to do it right now. Go to the council hall and be like,
Um,
"Hi, I'm a speaker."
yeah, you can do.
But we can
Would you
do that like
have some
afterwards.
sort of? I know we didn't do it, but would you have some sort of
I
scroll with
assume there's
you,
some
or
kind of badge of
some
office.
paperwork or badge of? I would say there's a badge of
Yeah,
office. You
I
know, that's
assume
easy
there's
enough.
probably something like a brooch or
Yeah, you
a
can have like a
ring
brooch.
or like a seal on a piece of parchment or something. I'm assuming there's some kind of like official
There's
thing I have.
there's
Yeah.
probably some sort of like handover documents you did.
Yeah, that I've like signed to say that I'm like the
Silver
new
cock
one.
ring.
Sure.
I mean, not very useful for Quinn, but
You can still carry it around.
You
where
still
it's
put
like
it on your finger.
only a halfling, it'd be like a bracelet,
True.
Yeah.
like 3 foot tall,
It's small.
tiny.
So
I'm
small.
not surprised those boots
Ah.
winter fit you because they were probably designed for human feet.
Magical item.
They just shrink and grow, do they?
Pretty sure they do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they are attuned, they kind of generally tend to
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Readjust.
readjust to your magic baby.
I instantly thought of like Iron Man's armor. It's like
I
readjusting.
quite like the idea of you just wearing
Yeah,
these fucking
most-
massive boots that don't fit you.
Just going along.
Like a fucking Kingdom Hearts character.
Yeah.
Like
Sort of
the
his
massive
feet are this
shoes.
big.
Nice, good reference.
But yeah, we have to do it right now. You go to the inn first, probably.
Yeah,
I
cool.
think
You can
I'd
go
go to the runner
Oh.
first, the postmaster. I think that's the first stop
I thought
along
it
the
was
way.
like evening time, isn't it?
Probably
Or-
is. You've been traveling for a
um,
while.
Hold on, we did Zilly. Got in 6 o'clock. Did Zilly's for an hour. Then we went over to Coots for like I don't know 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah,
So we're looking at like 8, half 8 sort of time.
yeah. I'm thinking that as well. It's
Sweet.
kind of twilight
Yeah,
hours.
yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
final fill things. So yeah, I'll probably go to the postmaster. Hopefully before they shut up shop. If they've
Sure,
already,
sure.
they might have already. Might be one for tomorrow.
Probably. Yeah.
Hmm.
You can walk past it. I will definitely say like I'll finish up the Coot a minute because
Yeah,
there's a
sure.
little thing. But as you know, you
Right.
go past the postmaster. There's one of those hanging signs that come off of like doorways with like an envelope and postmaster kind of thing.
Mhm.
So as you leave the Coots, for
Yeah.
instance, and he says, "Come back tomorrow. I'll have a price for the orb. It is a magical item. It's probably one of its kind. It's going to be a lot. I don't even know if you could afford it, but we'll see."
Just remember, we
Um,
did get you home,
I know, very
proper
true.
escort, and we did save you.
Uh,
So
We'll knock him out. It's fine.
hopefully not too much.
So
Charisma saving.
charisma saving.
Charisma check. Not a save. What am I about?
So as he closes the door, you can hear who's at the back. Who's the last one to leave?
Probably Amelia, to be fair.
Right, considering you're talking to
Yeah.
him. As he closes the door from inside, you hear all of a sudden, "Mummy, is Dad gonna pay the guys so that we can survive the lottery?" And that's all you get as the door shuts, and there's a cry like,
Oh.
"Shh, we've talked about this," from the mother, and then the
Oh,
door closes.
Oh no!
survive the lottery.
Fucking let him die. Let him die.
Once again, Quinn obviously hates that this stuff happens, but at the same time,
I
doesn't really care
will
about
not
Taku.
pass that information on to the group, but
Okay.
I will make a mental note of it.
I was going to say, why do you think he's been carrying a sack of gold all the time? So yeah, you hear that.
I mean, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, I'll.
Can't wait. Can't wait. It's gonna be so funny when Cassius gets to watch. If I can.
Oh man, I've got it all planned out up here.
on the first night of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Assuming we're here. Hopefully we're not here.
I don't know. So
Whatever town we're in is going to be shit.
Yeah,
Even
but
if
not
it's just-
sacrificing people. Kind
Even if
of.
it's just no warmth and freezing, they're all pretty bad.
during conversations around the dinner table with Deku, he would have mentioned that he is going to go and see his sister in like 2 days' time, basically. So he'll be setting off again. He needs to get to his sister.
Okay.
And that was
Did he ever
right?
mention why?
It's in
Um,
Targoth, was it? Wasn't it?
Just
So
say
we
he
know
wants to go to
where.
Targoth.
I don't think he ever did in the past, but has he
don't
by
think
now?
he did. He's just like, I have business with my sister that needs attending to.
Yeah,
That's probably all he lets on about that.
sure.
So yeah, and then you're out in the snow. The wind blows a bit as you walk down the streets. People are still moving around. There is the last of the markets that are putting their shutters down and bringing in the goods that they were selling. As you pass through the market square, you can see off to the left there is a sign that says that's basically the post office.
Yeah.
Kind of
Postmaster,
thing.
yeah.
We still got
Postmaster
signage.
Express.
Yeah, exactly.
Cashier number
Uh,
4, please.
It's painted in red with a white envelope on the front. Why not? And then you keep on walking up to the
So the postmaster's closed at this
North
time, I
Look.
presume, yeah?
The postmaster is closed at the moment. Let's mark that one on the map. Why not? We will have. Where are we coming from?
Kind
This
of the
way?
market, I guess.
Yeah, these are all
Whatever
little
this is.
things, so you just put it there. Postmaster.
Cool.
Okay.
Nice.
Um,
And then I guess we'll just make our way to the tavern.
yeah. Make your way to the North Look. Let's see.
Is this going to be one of those taverns where you walk in and you get the whole pub goes silent and everyone just
It's
looks
not
at
quite
you
as
Yeah,
close.
piano
like
stop.
you're some kind of outcast? Or is it going to be like walk in, nothing
Honky tonk
happens,
piano.
or somewhere in between?
Oh,
It is northern.
where's the Black Blades? Oh, that's interesting. So as you walk up the main north road, you can see there's the blacksmith shop on the side, which is the Black Blades. You can still see light on there. You can hear a very faint hammer and anvil
Hi-ho!
noise happening. And you can see like a figure moving around in the shop bit, but you can hear a anvil happening from like the side of the building as somebody is obviously working on uh on a piece of something.
Are they singing
Uh,
while they're doing it?
Stands north of the this
It's
combined
like
shop and
Levi's, the
smithy stands just
speciesist
north
here.
of the main road. So that's where they are.
The idea of this
Uh,
blacksmith just singing Wrecking Ball while building a fucking sword.
Yeah, this is both an
Quick.
inn and a tavern. The North Look, as you make your approach, you can see that this is a busy establishment. There are people outside. There are people, there's like very small, like one-on-one private chats happening on the outside with tankards. There's like a bench that people are sat on on the outside as well. It's very rowdy. There's noise, laughter, shouting. You can hear tunes coming through the doorway, through the window as well, as you go up to the main door.
The double doors, we push it open.
Yeah, it's like a saloon. Um,
Saloon Dion.
yeah.
Oh god.
So yeah, you basically like walk in. You can see that there's a stage over in one corner on the right where there are musicians casually playing tunes. You can see that there is a big bar on the left. There's a massive stairwell that goes up, which you can only assume is where all the sleeping quarters are, along the back wall. And there are loads of tables and round tables and chairs and all sorts of nooks and crannies and alcoves all over the place in this establishment. It is a very sprawling tap room of a tavern.
Cool. I
You can also see the kind of clientele that come here is pretty much a lot of mixed variety, a lot of people from the city, a lot of far-flung travelers. You can also see people like yourselves, the common like adventurer group, several of those sitting around, and then there are the shady kind of people with hoods pulled up in the corner, just smoking a pipe, looking very, you know,
Very unsavory.
very
out of the
Strider.
way. Yeah,
The
yeah,
other Rangers.
The other Rangers, Lord of the Rings sort of biz going on.
I think the first thing I
ninjas.
would do is look around to see if there's any tables that are free.
Yeah, there's quite a few free still.
Okay,
Uh,
I'll sit down at one, and
Yep.
then
Yeah.
I'll probably wave over the barkeep or something,
Sure.
and then
A person comes over with a a little piece of paper, little notebook, and it says, "Yep, oh, good. What can I get you? What can I get you all tonight?"
Greetings, sir.
Definitely,
Familiar.
definitely say straight away. Good mead, ale.
Good mead. We've got plenty of that in stock for the time being. We'll get you one of those.
Wonderful.
Anybody
One
else?
one for all of us, I think. And I'd like a hearty
Yeah.
meal.
Water.
Oh, water.
three-
Yes.
three-
Thundergrog here,
good-
please.
3 good meats, one water. Let's go
And
with
one-
four meals.
And one Thundergrog.
You want Thundergrog? That's a
Uh.
special. That one.
Well, you have
can have it
Thundergrog?
if you like. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll have a
I
Thundergrog
get
as well.
stuff here. Oh, it's good stuff. That is.
Yeah,
I-
definitely.
Oh!
You'd be interested to know that actually comes from my family
Really?
over
I
in
bet it's
in
not
Waterdeep, the Elduin estate. You may have heard of it.
Elder Estate. Yes, no, it's stamped on the back as well. So, well, it's fine to have you here then.
Indeed, we've
We'll get
come a long
to
way.
I bet you have. I will get those. Say,
Do you have any rooms free tonight?
we have rooms free. They are gold per night, and that comes with your bed and your breakfast as well. It does.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I'll
I'll
take
pay
off
for
the
those
gold.
up front, and I'll
Sure.
just deduct the 4 gold for that.
Paying for all of us?
So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, thank you,
I,
Zafira.
So along with
Get the nod.
the drinks and the meals, just drop another. What would that be? I've got the tables up.
Couple of silver.
Probably a silver.
Do a silver each. Yeah.
What's that?
If
The Fondergrog is a bit more.
I'll
That would
take
be
3 silver off,
3 silver off. Yeah.
are you
unless
paying
you
for
want to
all
say
of
it's
it, or
more. But
are we splitting
The
it?
Fondergrog is more. That's specialist. That is.
how much is that?
5 gold. Silver. 5 silver.
Alright,
Probably 2
so
silver.
a mug of
silver a pint.
ale.
How much?
Mug of
Sorry,
ale is normally 4 coppers.
Yeah.
Oof. Inflation.
sorry. How much did you say, Phil?
Oh, there you go. We'll do 1 silver for the Fondergrog then.
I'll do 3. I'll do 3 for like
3,
the meal
just
and
cover
everything for
everything.
everyone.
Yeah.
I'll just say, there you go. Zafira took the
That's sure.
rooms. I'll pay
Yeah.
for the
Dave,
food
link
and
me the thing you found. I need that up.
Yes, I just typed in expenses on Roll20.
Yeah, sure. Oh, right.
1,000 pieces.
$1 million.
1 million.
I get that in there. Yep. Okay. So he goes off and he gets you those things, and about a couple of 5 minutes later, because it is busy, so
Yeah.
it takes like a minute or 2 to get to you. It's like when you sit there and expect your drinks to come, and it takes a while longer than you thought.
Yeah.
But they eventually get there, and he sets them down. And you can see the Thundergrog is in a different mug as well, a bit more well presented.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cassius takes a nice good chug and puts it down. It's like, that's some
Quinn.
fine ale.
I'll
Yeah,
take a sip
Quinn
of my
can
Thunder
camera
Grog,
when
and then
drinks the Thundergrog.
I'll definitely take a sip of my Thunder Grog and say,
Fine
Quinn, you've had my we've had your good mead, but try this. This is an Elduin Estate special. We comes
Hey,
from
Quinn
Waterdeep.
tries it.
Thunder Grog.
Just like the proper smell. Like
Yeah.
checks
The
The whole
colour
the
of
swill.
it.
Gotta do the swill.
Yeah.
Smell
Just like the
test.
whole breathe in while you're drinking.
Is it
so
beer,
you
Thunder?
get the sound.
It's
Ale.
not mead.
Put
It's
it
ale.
as- It's ale.
It's ale.
It's classy ale.
Well, if you insist.
Yes. Drink the ale.
One sip. Just the one
Yeah.
sip.
I end
Imagine
up
it's
with like
very
I
good.
have like one sip. I pass it to the guys, and it comes back, and it's like nothing left. I'm like, Thunder Grog. Guess you liked it, huh?
Silver.
I'm like,
Yeah, I'll drop
just
another 3
enjoying-
silver. That's happening. That's
Oh.
canon.
1 silver
Rather
per
refreshing.
Thundergrog it is.
Oh, okay. I'll drop another 3.
Alright,
Fine,
3
you
more
can all have
Thundergrogs.
your Thunder Grogs.
Quinn is impressed, I'm pretty
That's
sure.
No, no,
It's
no.
high
So we
quality.
get a hammer tonight, then, boys.
See,
You
Farah
deserve
doesn't
it.
eat her
You
own
deserve a
chips,
night.
she eats yours.
I mean, Quinn's all about drinking. This is kind of like what her whole Twilight Cleric thing is about.
Drink.
She is all up for it.
Definitely gonna have enjoy the
The,
meal.
the Twilight Cleric class is really about drinking.
Yeah. I protect
Oh,
the
yes.
comfort of
I
night.
could cast a spell, or I could
I
drink.
protect inns. That's what I
You
do.
stretch that concept so far.
What? I know what you're talking about.
What are you? I thought the whole point was Twilight, not drinking.
No, protect the people from the things that go bump in the night.
It
By
keeps changing.
drinking?
It keeps changing.
Yeah, it's what the description of Twilight Cleric is. That's how I justify it.
What about if you're a 24-hour Twilight Cleric?
No, it's not drinking, it's protecting the rest of like the evenings.
The Twilight Cleric is the class that runs a 24-hour convenience shop
Yes. Yeah.
I kind of ran a brewery.
all night.
Fucking 3 a.m.
Yeah. That's where you
Is
go to get your
there-
midnight thunder grogs.
Is there
Cheeky
anything?
thunder grog.
Tens.
Is there anything specific you want to do in the next 2 hours that you're in the next hour that you sit here?
What was
Yes.
it? Perception check?
Quinn's not really a talker to other people, so she'd just be talking to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
See who's in the area. So I just do a perception check to see like if there's anybody sticks out.
Okay, with you.
Yeah.
Do a perception check.
Yeah, no worries.
This is you just casually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's not really. He's got a 6, so he's probably just kind
Can
of.
I-
He's looking around.
How
the
many
room, but he's
fingers am I
not
holding up?
pissed. Oh, he's not pissed yet. He's only had 2.
Mhm.
How strong is this stuff?
Yes, Greg.
Towards the beginning of the night, Zufira will scan to see if any of the rangers are people she knows. I imagine she probably does. I don't know if I even need to roll for that, but just for flavor.
You can see that there is probably 1 or 2 similar people in ranger garb, sitting by themselves over in one of the corners.
For flavor's sake,
Yeah.
Are there any of the rangers that she knew were involved with the lynching of Dende?
Roll a dice.
Ooh.
Roll a dice. Roll it.
Roll a perception dice
Let's have a look.
as you scan around the room a bit more
That's
closely.
much better than me.
16.
16. You can see that there is one, just on their own, on the table on their own, casually eating
Human?
a meal. Yeah, human.
Male.
Female.
Yeah, male.
Yeah, Zufira just notes that for now.
Okay.
He's not going to be there
Blood
tomorrow. He's gonna be dead.
feud.
Yeah, he's going to be dead. We're like, where did that guy go?
Never see me coming.
Did you have something?
Yes, I do. Obviously, part of the thing we came here was because was recommended as a place we might kind of get a little bit of goss, a little bit of rumor. So what I want Emilia to do is kind of just try and spot out the kind of unsavory natures, if you will, kind of single them out.
Sure.
And I want to try and listen in on some conversations.
Okay.
As a character, she is trying to figure out if anyone has any connection or if there's anyone talking about a guild, a black market, anything that would be kind of
Underground.
like
I don't know.
underground, yeah,
Thieves'
underground.
Cant.
And I'm also, as a character, she speaks common, undercommon, and thieves' cant. So I'll be looking
yeah.
out for thieves' cant to see if there's anyone who's talking about one thing but gesturing something different through
Cool.
thieves' cant, and just see if I can figure anything out.
Okay.
What do you want me to
First
roll,
thing-
if anything, or?
First thing, do you physically get up and walk around?
If
like,
I'm far
hold
enough
up, hold up.
away, I think if it's a case of if they're far enough away and I've singled someone out, I will probably stand by a wall, back to the wall, having a drink of ale, just like being
Yeah,
as you would
that's fine.
casual, but close enough
Nonchalant.
that I can hear, not like in
Sure.
their face or anything like that, but just
Okay.
Yeah,
like
we're onto their table.
You managed
Yeah,
to single
just-
out.
So, the Zhentarim Guild, eh? Ooh.
You just sit next. You sit down and you go, "Oh, cheers!" And you start drinking their drinks, and they're like, "What the fuck?" Table
mind
flip,
sweep. You're
Oh,
not.
boy,
You're
it's-
done with that.
It's a fucking bar brawl. Let's go.
Okay.
So you
no,
go up and lean again. You find
Oh,
you
yeah,
find
I'll,
a group of 3 people
Oh, yeah.
You can hear they're all in like their hushed talking. They've got a couple of playing cards in front of them.
Oh, of course they have.
They're
Nice.
doing the whole like bit of poker going on.
Yeah.
You can see like a very small stack of like money in the middle.
Yeah.
With a few trinkets. And you just go and brace yourself up against and casually look across the room. And at that point, you zero in on one. So give me a perception check.
Certainly.
Carry me, they can't see my poker face. Yeah, of course she does.
13.
You.
Completely under the table.
The thing is what you pick up is it's difficult to hear what they're saying.
Sure.
It's more muffled words because there's so much noise everywhere.
Yeah.
And occasionally you'll think that you'll see them like scratch their eye and do this sort of like wavy hands and like little telltale signs of this, that, and the other. But you find it just too hard to tell if that is thieves' cant or not.
Yeah.
You might think it is. It's up to you if you want to interpret the little like, sort of wiggle of the ear or
Yeah.
whatever, they do, what you're trained to know they do.
Yeah.
But it's like up to you.
Okay. I note that as a
Okay.
potential group to keep an eye on. I definitely make a mental note of their features.
Features are 2 humans, 1 elf.
2 humans, 1 elf.
2 humans, 1 elf. The elf is blonde tied back hair.
Yeah.
They are all male.
Yeah.
They look like they're all in their cold weather gear, but slightly like more undone in these surroundings because there's a fire going and it's warm in here.
It's a bad
The humans, for instance, are 2 short humans, and they've both got black hair. There's nothing too much descript about them, to be honest. But that's your group. One
Okay.
of the humans seems to have like a red patch on their arm. Like it's like their clothes have been torn and they have done like a big like patchwork across to like keep things together.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so they just sit there and play cards basically.
I'll keep an eye on them for the night. Just kind of
Uh,
like glance over from time to time.
Sure.
And if they leave, then I might do something.
Okay. They'll be there for the next like couple of hours.
Sure. As are we.
Unless anybody wants to do anything else, there is a thing that will happen.
Okay.
bar fight.
Bar fight. Oh!
No, you just notice that Zufira does start drinking.
Sure. Is there
Thundergrog?
anybody that... So there is, above the hearth, so where the big fireplace is one of big, massive ornamental brick fireplaces. You notice that there is a fish. And this
there
is a knuckleheaded trout. And as you look more closely, you can see the words like "old bitey" on it. There's a
Nice.
handout for this. This is like quite a nice little thing. He looks like this.
Oh, it's one of those little
Um,
toys.
Start
Start
is,
singing.
it, is it one of those? Billy Bass, is it Billy Bass? Don't worry, be happy.
Yeah.
Or bad to the
And
bone.
it amuses you because every now and again you watch somebody walk past the fish, and the fish starts talking to them. And you can see one person like shakes their fist at the fish and keeps on walking. There's another person that goes "ha" and keeps on walking again. But the fish is clearly like chatting to people as it goes past. And for those of you that haven't seen this before, the ranger probably has. But seems to be a live fish on the mantelpiece, just above the mantelpiece.
I'm going to breathe out of water.
Oh, and then fill me
You
in
don't
on what
know.
my character knows.
For you, this is it is a animated fish.
Ah,
That
drinks a lot.
a wizard cast on it a long time ago for a prank, and it has a story behind it, but you don't know what the story is.
Okay.
But for those of you that have never seen it before, it's a weird thing going on.
I look in the ale glass to start with, then look back at the fish, and then look in the ale glass, and then look back
You
at the
seen
fish.
this too, huh?
I'm like,
The
sort of
fish,
pointing
the
to drink,
talking fish, right?
Fish.
I think we
Fish?
gotta. I think we gotta go talk to this
Yeah,
fish.
I push it up and go over to the
I'll
fish.
go over with him.
Yeah, like still
Alright.
holding the glass, looking at the glass and looking at the fish. You know, like 3 pints
I-
in. And
I
I'm
go up to
thinking,
the barkeeper and I'm like, "What is with your fish, dude?"
That fish. Yes. Now, he's the right bugger he is. He took me he took the person who caught him ages to catch him. He put up a good fight, he did. But
While this is
I
going on.
paid for it, and therefore it is above my bar now. He looks
Well-
pretty good up there.
while he's talking, I'm like poking the fish. I'm like doing this to it. I'm like, to see what happens.
What's the fish saying after this?
The fish, and then you both go over, or is it just you?
Oh, I'll go over.
While he's talking to the or while she's talking to the barkeep, I'm stood there by the fish. I'm just poking it.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a dexterity save, please.
Okay. Let's see. 11.
Oh, bite! He's gonna bite him.
I'll be very
1
impressed
point of damage
if he manages to turn his head that far, but I guess
and
he can,
diseased for the rest of the campaign.
but poisoned. Vitality
Okay.
damage.
You notice it go through your finger, and you manage to quickly pull back your finger just in time. And
Go on then.
and it
Makes
goes.
sense with the name.
It goes. Oi! Don't bite me.
I guess I reply being, "You're a fish." That's about all that comes out of his mouth. Like, you're a fish.
Yes. I'm of course I'm a fish.
But fish don't talk. No, neither do dead fish. How are you
Wow.
still alive?
Well, I do. And I also like to sing, actually. I got a bit of a song for you right here. So put up a chair and I'll sing you a song.
I'm definitely coming over for this.
This is why Phil was excited. That's the whole reason.
Yes, you got to sing the song
Quinn's
now.
still at the table, nowhere nearby.
You can't drop that bombshell and then not sing the song, Phil.
I know. And it says, "There's a place I like to go, farther up the river
What accent are
flows."
we doing?
Just let him do his thing.
Yeah,
No.
Levi, you're so critical.
There's a place I like to go, farther up the river's flow. Where it is, I don't know. Must be under all that snow. And he goes, didn't you like that now?
That's more like a riddle than a song.
I like it. I like to tell it all day long, I do.
Any clues as to where this place is? Because now you have me intrigued.
It's up the river, of course.
The river's a big place, my dude.
I know. Well, it's the main lake I came out of. The one just over there. It tries to point with its head.
I definitely make a note of this.
There's a little bit of ale left in the tankers. I just sort of drop it on the fish's head. I'm just so confused.
It tries to flop around, but it's clearly nailed in two places. I was like, it's been a long time since I've had some ale. Well, thank you.
I go, I've got a song on my own. Dead little fish on my plate, get in my mouth. And I just walk away. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just so confused by the whole thing.
All right.
Oh, you are a right little fish out of water, aren't you?
Right time, right place.
I'm certainly a big fish out of water.
Oh, fuck me.
So are you guys anyway.
Ooh, good. Although a bit weirded out, not gonna lie. This is
Just,
as far
chuckles
as
to it,
magic
though.
goes, this is a first.
Yeah.
Cassius starts drinking water. He's like, what the fuck is in this ale?
As you walk away, if you take a glance back at all, you'll notice the fish has returned to not talking at all. Just go silent.
Probably don't look back, to be fair.
That's all right.
You go back to the
Probably will when I
table.
sit down, though. Probably when I'm gonna sit down, it's like, that was a weird fish.
There's a bit of flavour now I have it. Quinn's just using thaumaturgy just to change the color of like the candlestick flame in front of her. So it just changes from like green to purple to orange like every minute. I just recast it.
That's cool.
Zufira's watching her do this.
Maybe make it go a bit dimmer, make it go a bit brighter. Like, I got a new trick to pass the time with.
Nice. As you all come back and sit down, and another a small time passes. Where is it? Here it is. There is a person that briskly walks up to your table, and she announces herself. But before she does, we'll take our first break here.
Cool. Dun dun dun.
Okay. We'll take we'll take a break. We will be back in a minute. Grab yourself some food, water, whatever you need to get, and we will continue to see exactly who this person is. So you see somebody enter the tavern and looks around
Mhm.
and then meets eyes with you guys and then starts walking over to you all. And this is a bundled up figure walks briskly up to you. And they say, "Well met. You lot seem to you lot seem to like you're looking for work or trouble. You wouldn't be you wouldn't be here in a place like this if you weren't. I have a bit of work for you if you don't mind. I've heard some rumors that you are, well, you're what I'm looking for." This is you look up at her, and this is a female half elf.
So, I'm
Female half elf.
say I'm quite drunk at the moment, but if it's important, I talk to these guys.
Well,
Just
you
carry on
certainly
drinking.
have my attention.
I put the thing down and I've like locked eyes with this person because like half elves aren't common, and it's not necessarily always that common that you're going to bump into another half elf. So
That's true.
Yeah.
he's kind of like
Perception check on Cassius's pantaloons.
I have to say, can we see under the table? The table starts rising up.
Visible boner check.
oh no, he's not turned on. He's just in shock. He's like,
I wonder if I
whoa,
have a character sheet for this.
another half elf? Like, this is very uncommon.
While you're finding the sheet, Quinn's like kind of slumped over, not like head to the table,
So
but yeah, it's just kind of slumped. Obviously, doesn't have like her heavy armor on and stuff, but she's just kind of just blur.
Zufira is paying attention to this woman, but avoiding eye contact, as she tends to do anyway with people she doesn't know well.
Yeah,
She's just
sure.
uncomfortable with people.
Quinn's still just changing the color of the candlestick in front of her. It's a cantrip, so I can just do it forever, basically. Just like
Carry on practicing.
playing with it, yeah. Seeing how
Oh.
bright I
Zufira
can get
reaches
it,
out
how
to the
dim I can get
candlestick
it.
and turns off the flame.
Oh,
oh, what a dick!
never hear like
No, just to show that she
uh,
can. Because she's been watching Quinn do this for like an hour. So you can turn it back on. And then she doesn't, by the way, she doesn't do this touching the candle. She does it just the same way you've been changing the color.
What a dick!
I just made this the cry of like a wood pigeon.
No. No.
And then she turns her attention to the new person.
Like two foxes fucking in a field behind.
No, not in the middle of a pub. Quinn's not gonna do that.
So yes, this person.
Only in her bedroom.
You can see that she has fair features. She's
Did the
got
fox say?
light hair that is two braids that come down either side to like frame her face that are quite long. And
Cassius
she's
has
all
said
bundled
nothing at this
up.
point.
Decently worn clothes. And she goes, she goes,
Ooh, 18.
I have let's say I have a mission of sorts for you, and it involves uh, tracking down these little creatures. Can I have a seat with you all?
Go for it. But first, I need to know your name.
Sure.
Gets out the pad.
Gets out there.
All right, the insight check was just Quinn with the candle. It's like why it went out.
My
She knows
my
why. I
name
think.
is Danica Greysteel, or pronounce this Danica.
Danica, isn't it?
Danica,
Danica.
yeah.
There.
Danica or Danica, that both are fine.
Danica. No, it's stuck.
Danny.
Yeah. Danica
Danny's
Greysteel
easier.
is my name. And she pulls up. She pulls up another bar stool from another table and sits down. So I am a researcher in these parts, and I've come from far and wide to try and lend a hand here. Uh, you see, I believe that these spirits, these little things, could be the key to helping unlock this everlasting winter that all the people are suffering from here. Um, And have you? This might sound a bit crazy, but have you heard of Chewingas?
Chewingas could be the key to unlocking this everlasting winter.
Yeah, I believe so. If I can understand how they interact with the element of ice and snow and winter itself, then I think I will be able to do some quite valuable research.
Cassius, because he's still
Insight
tired.
check.
Oh, I was going to say,
Sure.
while you're doing that,
Sorry.
Cassius is shocked that he just says, he's just like, still is shocked, not really realizing what's coming out of his mouth. He says, you know, they're very good at snowball fights. Chucking snowballs. Like, yes,
What did you
Chewink
get?
is very good with snowball fights.
18.
Can I do?
As far as you can tell, she's telling the truth. She seems very enthusiastic about this.
Is
So
there
far,
any,
as all she
like-
said is,
Sure.
Right.
Go on, Dave.
so far, all that Zufir has done is acknowledge that she knows what a Chewinga is.
Okay.
Can I don't know what it'd be. I don't know if it'd be religion or if it'd be like arcana or something. Can I try and do a check? See, like, is that possible? You have enough sway over
Arcana,
those?
maybe? They are?
Yeah, it's like we know like bits and pieces about them. Like, would
Yeah,
like
I
a
could
nature
suppose
spirit be
it
able
could be
to do
both.
this, or is that like far too much?
The
Conceivably
nature
be
spirits, right?
nature.
So it'd probably be a nature check.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
nature
supernatural, though, aren't they?
They're like a mixture of things at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm a zero and all
I'd
those
say
things.
roll
Oh,
your
you're a
highest.
Religion, I
Well,
got a
you got
+2. The game would be religion. No one worships them, do they? Yeah, let's go for nature. Come on, crush. Oh wow,
Oh, well, okay.
Nat 20.
that useless row to use.
Mission complete.
Mission complete. Okay. Give
Game
you
over.
everything now.
To chat shit.
Yeah,
Leave.
no idea what she's talking about.
Quinn's just like,
You-
banish thee.
You know, with enough that because these creatures are so elusive, nobody's ever really caught them. Nobody's ever really catch them in captivity or something. So the prospect of studying at least the like snow variant of Turingas, let's say, would be quite beneficial if a acolyte were to be able to study them. You don't quite know how like the proceedings would work, but
Hmm.
it's a new idea.
Yeah,
It's fresh.
I guess I
Fresh,
like
it's fresh as snow idea.
straighten up a bit more.
Yeah.
You know, like, we know these. They're pretty impossible to catch.
She's
I'd
like,
be surprised if you'd be able to do more than observation of them before they disappear.
oh, so you have seen one before then?
Yes.
Ah, good. Well, I have a method that would be able to track them down, actually. And she holds up this lantern. It's like a good old-fashioned sort of miner's lantern with the like shutter kind of thing to like fully open it or to close it, like a dimmer.
Hmm.
And she puts it on a table. And it's faintly it's faintly glowing green in its light bulb sort of area. And she goes, this device will be able to help you track down the Tringers. It will be able to help you track the closest Tringers. And all you need to do is just open the lens and just point it around, and the light will glow brighter in the direction that the Tringers are. And I'm also offering you, of course, a payment for you being able to do this.
How would we actually catch it once we found it? Because these things probably will just disappear and reappear somewhere else. I presume we would need some sort of form of magical cage.
Okay. I'm just
Capture.
Yeah, Cassius is not on board with this. Like,
Hmm.
it's at their listing, he doesn't say anything. But basically, right now, he's like, these things have helped us. Why the fuck would we want to capture one of them? Just like- so he's just waiting to see what this woman wants.
Yeah, she says. Sorry, what was your question?
How would we actually capture one once we found it?
Okay. She goes, well, that's a difficult question. You can sort of see her struggle at that point, and she goes, potentially with a big net. I'm not entirely sure myself.
He doesn't know, does he?
I was hoping to observe them in their own habitat and see how they interact with each other and their surroundings.
I'll be completely honest with you then. We've encountered these chewingers before, and they have done us no harm. I am not on board with capturing a chewinga, but perhaps we could lead you to a chewinga. Using your lantern with you alongside us. But I would not expect any foul play. These creatures seem docile and kind, in a word. I would not want to see any harm come to these things, and I don't want to speak on behalf of the entire party, but I don't think we'd be on board with capturing something for study. But if you just want to observe, perhaps we could escort you to where chewingas are, and perhaps they'd be willing to share some of their knowledge. This is as
Okay.
good as a
See,
deal you're going to get from
That
us.
that sounds much better actually, because the wilderness is quite dangerous out there, and I've looked all over BRYN SHANDER. I've not been able to find any Tringers around here. I don't think they tend to come into settlements like this too much. So I was kind of a bit afraid of venturing out into the wilderness. So actually being able to go with adventurers such as yourselves would provide me so much needed protection whilst I conduct my research.
I think this is something we can get on board with. And that there is a small matter of payment.
Yes,
What are we
of course.
talking here?
I was offering, I would be offering 25 gold to,
25 gold.
yes.
Hmm.
She's like
Let me-
looking at you hopefully at this point.
Like, let's
I
huddle, let's
think
discuss.
you may have the wrong party. We 100 gold and 25 up front, and we'd be willing to support this.
Make a persuasion check.
I'll make a persuasion check. What's this, charity work?
Okay, I will try. If this doesn't work, or whatever, she can't pay. I have got a suggestion, but I'll wait until you've done your.
Yeah. I'm trying to. I've got a personality trait called persuasive. Does that mean I get advantage on the roll? I can't remember what the thing is. I know
Persuasive.
Yeah. I don't think I've got advantage. I think it's just I get expertise in it or something. Oh no, I'll just roll it, see what happens. Persuasion. 13.
Lucky. She thinks, and you can see she's quite like, kind of thing about it. And she goes, 100 is really steep, but I think I would be able to do it.
Wonderful. And the 25 up front, and then we'll escort you. We'll find these Chewingas for you, and we'll even
I-
talk to them on your behalf.
As Amelia says this, I guess at
Yeah.
this point I speak up and I say, I'll tell you what. If you make it 50 gold, but you also throw in the lamp, we'll call it even.
The lamp is, yes, yeah, that's much better actually. That will, I'll be able to continue with my research.
Okay. I turn to Amelia.
Amelia
I'm
doesn't
like,
say anything, just
I
like,
turn to Amelia. I'm like, this is the one time where, if we're going to do this, we're going to stop this person from disturbing their natural habitat. Let's just take the artifact, in this case the lamp. This could be more beneficial to us than gold in the long run.
Yeah.
Yes. Why are we? Do you need money so badly, Amelia? Was this
I
not our
am
quest?
literally about to procure an item, which is probably going to cost me all my money. So, yes, I am in need of money. Hence the haggle. But my friend has kindly discounted me, so let's 50 gold plus the lantern. It is.
Look, when we have a price from Dakut about these said items, we can haggle with him, and if you need the money, I will provide the money that you require if you cannot afford it. Deal?
Very well.
Yeah,
I can work with this.
Quinn doesn't care
Yeah, because I think
about
at
this
this point,
side quest.
Cassius is more like, oh, this lamp could actually be useful if it can find Twingers at
Out
any
of character,
point.
100%, but Amelia's still like,
Yeah.
You've literally just haggled me down.
Yeah.
After I haggled her. But yeah, it's
You
cool.
like, you
But
fucking
to be
nailed it,
fair,
and
with
I'm
your
like-
second comment of supporting the payment on the
Yeah.
thing, I'm like, yeah, that's fair. That's a good deal.
Cassius
Amelia
is
knows
like,
a good deal. She's not an idiot.
yeah. Cassius is more than happy to help, but he's also like, clearly this woman doesn't have the money. So if we can get a good chunk of it plus the lamp, I feel like we're getting the exact amount of
To
value.
be fair, out of character, that is a good deal.
Yeah.
White Knight
In
Levi.
character, Amelia's like doesn't really care much about the
White
lamp.
Knight Cassius.
Sorry?
No.
I was saying White Knight Cassius. That's what I
Oh,
was saying.
yeah. Well, it's a half elf. It's like, the fuck?
Fair enough.
This is...
I guess why
You
this is going
see,
on. Oh,
sorry, go on.
I was like, Grimace is going to ask, like, how far do we need to take you?
To be fair, either
Outside
way,
of the
this is still
city.
better than 25 gold. Just saying. And no lamp.
You see, Zufira's eyes glow, and you can see like white vertical pupils, kind of where her normal eyes are. And she speaks, and you can hear her voice, but you can also hear Dende's voice at the same time as she's speaking. And they go, we have a certain affinity with the nature spirits, and I would be happy to help with this. Money doesn't matter to me in this case if it could lead to potentially, as you say, helping Icewind Dale.
Oh, Batman.
I can't do both of their voices simultaneously,
know.
so it's just an approximation.
The Heroderic
Impossible.
Cube.
Stay a while and listen.
She's looking more like grateful that you've accepted, if anything.
The eyes fade after she says that.
Okay. She takes note of it, and then she goes, well, if what we can do is try the lantern now, and that'll give us a rough. Last time I think it was pointing north or something, but we'll try now, and I'll show you how it works. You can carry it.
Do you
And
want to do this now, or do you want to do this tomorrow?
Like,
It is late.
I'm just gonna make sure the thing still works.
Oh, well, that would be a good start. Yes.
She reaches out and taps it 3 times on the top of it, and then she opens up the shutter, and there is a faint green glow that produces outwards. And then she starts to turn it and turn it and turn it, and it's like turning in like a dial
Hmm.
into a radio. It gets brighter and then it dims, and then she turns it back and it's bright again. And she's like, "Where's the map gone?" She's like, do, do, do. It's about north and then east a bit. What you be like that.
Northeast. Okay.
So northeast. For the
Northeasterly direction.
For the guys that for the guys and girls that have lived here long enough, that is pointing towards Tourmaline area. Okay.
So the lamp is pointing, like the glow,
Yeah, it's like a glow that then gets
So it's like-
brighter
yeah.
when it points in the right
magic
direction.
compass.
Like,
Yeah.
basically.
Nice.
It's a magic compass lantern, but pointing towards Tourmaline,
Interesting.
like
Nice.
upwards that way.
Quinn is
Can we
curious.
count this as a short rest? The time we've been here.
Yeah, just sitting around a table. As long as you're not doing anything too exertive, then
My health wasn't capped out, so I didn't heal
Okay.
after the fight.
definitely
There
have
we
a short rest around.
I
the
see we're going to be
dinner
sleeping
table.
soon, so I'll just do a full rest.
Quinn says,
go. Well, we're
You-
heading out, maybe.
"Are we
Tomorrow,
heading
right?
far? The gates would be shut, so you won't be able to leave the town anyway tonight. I feel like it's best to do this in the daytime."
I agree. Less chance of beasties and the like.
It's unsafe.
Plus, in every instance that we've encountered these Chewingas, it's always been in the daytime. Right?
So far,
yeah. Pretty
So we
sure.
know they come out at daytime. We know they're not nocturnal creatures.
Here we are. We're still on the same day, aren't we? Okay.
Yep.
So what I suggest is perhaps you come here to the tavern at, I don't know, 12, and then we go from there. Midday.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. I'll gather up a few supplies and be ready to head out with you.
Wonderful. Well, we'll see you at 12 tomorrow then, Danica.
Okay.
Yep.
She the lantern's yours now, pretty much. So she leaves the lantern.
Chewinga Lantern, I think that should go with Zafira because she's had the most
Yeah,
interaction
she
with.
leaves the lantern on the table. And it's like, thank you, and then starts to head. Just, she
Uh.
she basically goes out.
I suggest that Zafira, perhaps you would do the honors. I think you've had the most interaction with these Chewingas and seem to have an affinity with them. Obviously, you're very much on the path of, nature, and I believe Dende has a good affinity with them as well. He seems to have a strong connection with
He
these
kind of nods and smiles at you
spirit
and
folk.
takes the lantern. You see like a little smile towards you, kind of grateful.
And at this point, if I just glance over at the table where those three,
Oh, plus 125 gold.
so where those
Yeah.
three unsavory,
Pastries.
roguey
Those
type
people.
people
Yeah.
were, are they still there? Presumably at this point.
2 are still there. 1's gone.
Okay.
Ooh.
And of those two, is there one that's kind of more the alpha? Kind of a little bit more in control, would you say? Or are they both
They're
kind
both
of equals in standing? Okay.
They're kind of equal, yeah.
I'll clock until there's either just one left or the last one leaves.
Yeah, sure.
If they go out together, we'll see what happens.
Right.
I'll also
Um,
watch to see if the guy that I clocked earlier leaves or goes up to a bedroom or something.
You notice he gets up and finishes his drink and he starts walking upstairs.
You see Zufira kind of grip her drink, and if you're paying attention, you might hear Dende just go, "No," and she just calms down.
Like, hmm.
I'm gonna say probably not because she's Amelia's kind of concentrating on this other group. I'd
Yeah,
say.
Cassius gives you a glance, but nothing more than that, because it's almost like he's got a tiny bit of a conversation and missed out the rest of it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, and he's probably still a bit like, I've just seen another half elf. Like, this is so uncommon. Like, goes
Well,
back to drinking.
the evening continues. I don't know how long you want to stay up for, but yeah, eventually the tavern does quieten down as people stumble out into the night.
Yeah,
I
Quinn would
would,
go to bed fairly early.
to
There's
be
nothing
fair,
do.
before Quinn goes, if depends
Hmm.
on whether this group, these other two people, stay longer. So, if
Yeah, I
Quinn
see what you mean.
is around before, I would ask Quinn before she heads off if she could pass on her gift of vision,
Yeah, I don't.
and
Wait, can I do that yet?
Did you get
assuming
2 a
there's
day?
still a
Channel
Yeah, I
divinity.
get 2 a day. Yeah, so I still have one.
cool.
I think it's a short rest comeback anyway.
Yeah, I think so. Have a look.
That's a hell of a strong if it is on a short rest.
I know it's long rest. Yeah, once it's shared, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, I can
But yeah,
expend a
if
spell slot for it though. Interesting.
you do or you don't.
You can expend a spell slot for it.
Oh wow, so you can keep
Yeah,
casting as
I've
long as
got
you got
one
spells.
anyway. But
Cool.
it's only an hour. Remember that.
That's fine. I mean, I'm hedging my bets here anyway. So
Yeah, if you want to do that, Quinn's fine with that.
cool.
Like, yeah, there you
Thank you,
Yeah.
Quinn.
go.
I may
Carry
not
on.
even need it, but better safe than sorry and all that.
Oh yeah. Quinn's just
Who's
gonna go
are
and
we?
get
Have we
ready
got
for a
separate rooms, or
hangover.
are we bunking?
It's up to you how much you want to spend. I
Well,
would
we've all
say
paid 4 gold, haven't we? So I presume that's
there
one
are
gold each, so 4 rooms.
definitely, yeah, there are single rooms with single bed, double bed. There are bunk rooms, things like that. Depends how you want to split yourselves, or if you want to go into like a room with
Oh,
4 bunk bed with
Quinn
I'll
doesn't really
suggest.
mind, to
I'll
be honest.
suggest with Saphira. To be fair,
Yeah, I'd suggest bunking. So is that only 2 gold if it's 2 rooms?
If you want to pair off into twos, then yeah.
I think that's what they would have done. Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll probably
I'll
suggest
have 2
I
gold back.
group with
Yeah,
Saphira.
Quinn is fine with that.
Yeah,
Sure.
happy
Okay.
with that.
The night passes. I would say there's one instance where for you your names. Fucking names.
Quinn,
David.
Amelia.
Yeah, I was thinking of Suvira. There's a moment where you get up to use the privy, as it were, and that's like a communal one, which is like down the hall kind of thing.
One big pot.
Yeah,
Oh my
one
god.
giant one.
Share the love.
Cesspool, lovely.
Share the
Um,
shit.
it's the better rooms that have the chamber pots.
Call them the shovel knights.
Yeah, and you see the same person that you trigged earlier, basically like walk along the hall and then start to get out a key to go into his room. And there's just that bit.
Dende says to Zufira, "He just needs gold. You all need gold. It's what you folk do." And Zufira is walking towards him as he's saying this.
Okay.
Oh no.
And there's sort of like
Like,
vibrations in the air a little bit, maybe enough to cause him to turn around. And
I think the person registers you as he's
Yeah.
clicked the key and is starting to push open the door.
Yeah, and she's walking up to him, and he probably turns around just as he's sort of face to face with her, or her looking up at him.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a moment of recognition as her eyes flash blue.
Hmm.
And not from her mouth, but from behind his head, there's a whisper that says, "He's still alive. Do you need the gold that badly?" Do you need the gold that badly?
He opens his mouth, goes to say something, and then frowns at you. And then, without saying a word, he just slips into his room and closes the door. As
Takes
if
a
you're
deep breath and just
Yeah.
steps back
okay, cool.
and goes back to her room.
And goes back to your room. Okay. So that little thing happens, and then is anybody looking out the window at this time of night? Is there any moments where you look out the window?
Nah, Quinn is definitely asleep.
Zufir is probably looking out the window.
Okay.
Are we
You
talking
said-
like in the room?
Yeah,
Because I'm still down in
I
the
assume the
big
room has a
tavern,
window.
so probably not at the moment.
I'll have a window. These all rooms have windows.
She
Look out
probably
the window.
can't sleep for a minute there.
Okay. You see
I don't know
a.
who I'm sharing a room with.
I
Where are
think
we?
it's me and you.
Oh, okay, then I'm probably asleep.
Hold on. Yeah. You see something go across the sky, and then a aurora kind of lights up behind the thing in the sky, a bit like the trail from a jet plane going across the sky, like you see vapor trails, and that happens, and then there's a lovely
Chemtrails.
aurora that lights up the sky. But there's definitely a figure going over.
I ran by the flock of seagulls that's playing in the
Okay.
background.
So the trail is left by a figure in the sky?
Yeah.
She notices this just a bit like that. And
Been a day of seeing weird stuff again, like fishes and things.
Oh my god, I'm stealing that fish thing.
And then the morning comes around. And
Oh,
you
by
all
the way,
wake up.
sorry, I'm still doing my
Oh, yeah.
thing where I'm trying to wait for Matey Boy to go on his own.
Oh. They don't go on their own. They both get up. They both go to the bar. They pay off the tab.
They're holding
then-
hands as well.
And then they basically walk out the tavern.
I'd
Chase
like
them
to
down.
wait a couple of seconds and then make my way to follow.
Sure.
Dun, dun, dun,
You
dun,
can
dun.
see them halfway down the first street outside the tavern.
How
Walking-
long ago is this since Quinn cast Eye of Night?
59 minutes
Oh.
afterwards.
How long's the laugh for? An hour, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, it is an hour, yeah.
Half an hour.
45
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah, about 40 minutes.
Okay, ideal. In that case, I'll keep my distance. I
15
just want to follow them. I want to see where they go.
Sure.
Probably.
You start to follow them and you keep your distance. They go through a couple of corners, go down a couple of streets. All of a sudden, a cat jumps down in front of you and meows at you. And there is a split second where you've got a chance to throw yourself back around the corner. Give me a stealth check, please.
I do get advantage because of my cloak.
Yep.
Advantage. La, la, la,
There it is.
la, la. Natural 20.
Oh,
A
okay.
27 total.
Yeah, your instincts
Damn.
kick in and you flatten yourself back around the corner that you just stepped out from. And there is a meow from the cat. and they pause for a second and look back, and you
They
can
go,
feel,
nah, like cleaning itself, you know.
yeah, you can feel like there's a beat where your heart catches in your throat of the like, oh god, kind of second. Uh, and then you give it you give it a pause, and then you look back, and it's like they've started walking again, and then you
I
continue to follow,
Yep.
and about a good 10 minutes, 10 to 50, well, about 10 minutes of walking, you'll see that they just go into a house.
I clocked the house.
Yeah. If you want the location of the house, let's randomly determine it by my thing. So you started where are we here? Let's say you go down the left street. You take a right, and then you take a left into there, and we're going here. That's really hard to
The
see.
green one, yeah.
Yeah, the green one.
Just about see that.
Yeah,
There
you
we
go
go.
in that house.
Okay.
Turns
So
out it's a
yeah,
town
that's
hall.
about 10 minutes of walking, and you free
Um,
yourself around the corner and stuff.
It's gonna wait 5 minutes to see if anything else happens.
Yeah. Nothing else happens. There's a light that gets lit in the window.
Yeah.
And eventually that light is extinguished. You'll probably consider they've gone to bed.
Yeah, you
And
break into the house, right?
that's all that happens
Yeah.
there.
I will back to the
Times
tavern.
is so low. So
Ah.
low.
Okay, you walk back to the tavern. Then you go back to your rooms and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, morning comes around and dinner, well, breakfast is served.
Dinner?
It's let's say it's like baked beans on toast with a side
Oh
of bacon.
yes. Give
Why
me the
not?
baked beans.
Yeah, it's a good establishment, this.
Give
Okay.
me that fuel.
Yeah. So Quinn kind of wants to go to the armorer. So
Yeah.
I guess maybe she'll try and go before we meet the woman at 12.
Yeah, you can do. You've got several things. You've got, well, the armorer. You want to go to the post office, essentially. Going back to Dakut, and then at 12.
Yeah, I'm planning to do my things before, which is why I kind of set that time.
And Dakut is setting off not this day, but the next day,
Perfect.
I believe.
I'll ask him
Uh,
to wait if he does. I'll say oh, we'll get to that. I'll do the post thing first. And I want to
yeah.
So first off,
Yeah.
I'll ask at the post office. I'm like, good day, sir.
Go to post
Or
office.
ma'am, depending on who is there.
It's just a normal gentleman behind a desk, essentially.
Good day, sir. I'm wondering if you can help me. I'm looking to send a message to Waterdeep.
Waterdeep.
Yes, quite a distance, I know. Just
Oh,
wondering what the most efficient way of getting a message to the Elderwin estate would be.
Elder in a state. Well, the problem is the thing is we've had trouble, as you
Mhm,
probably know. Everyone
I am.
knows at this point. Um, Transport, caravans, trade route. It's all very difficult. We can send out a runner, but it will cost you a bit extra uh, to ensure that it goes to where it's going. Extra provisions for him. It can be life or death out there, so
I appreciate
that's why
that.
it cost you a bit more.
And what are the chances of him making it? Let's be realistic here. This is treacherous areas. I need to make sure that I have
Of
my
course.
guarantees if I'm going to
Well,
part with
at the
money.
moment we've got 3 runners, and it depends what you want to pay because there is one is really good, and the other two, they do their best.
He might die,
Well,
he might not.
One's got a wooden
let's
leg.
let's
run very
One's
well.
blind.
let's talk to me about some prices. What can we do here?
Well, when we send letters with normal trade caravans, it's it's a couple of silver at least, about 3 silver to see where it is going, and to make sure it gets there. And then, well, it's been much better to send out. Why is it so funny?
I don't know.
It's because I saw Dave trying to keep it together.
Yeah,
and it just
trying to
went.
keep-
That's the only thing that set me off. Yeah.
Greg's just shaking
Levi
his head
sent
at
me
you.
off.
Yeah, sorry.
I was laughing 'cause I was like, "Oh, here we go. Levi's going."
Couple of silver, yeah. So
Couple of silver for letter sent. And then he goes, "We have 3 runners. They are reliable. The one that has been with us the most is the most reliable, and he's pretty good at what he does. The first 2 are 10 gold, and that will see to him his gear, his food, all of that kind of thing. And then the last one, what's his name? I'll have to look at the books again. But essentially,
Graham.
that's double. That's 20 gold. That's more of a complete guarantee. Because sometimes these runners get caught, unexpected, like your foot in your water, your envelope might get wet, that kind of thing.
It does not
Very
sound like a
well,
very
very
reliable
well.
service.
Difficult times, man.
I'm you may have heard of our estate, the Elderwin Estate. We normally transport goods to and from the towns in Icewind Dale. Recently we've had issues with our caravans going missing, hence why I want to make sure that I'm paying for a good service. We normally bring food and pelts, and I'm sure you can appreciate how vital those goods are for a town such as this.
Yes, of course.
Let's be real. I need to get this message as a matter of urgency to the Elderwin Estate. Let's say 25 gold, and it comes back with a letter. So 2 trip both ways, and he comes back with a parcel for me. And then you keep that safe until I return.
He would be returning anyway. But yes, that sounds reasonable. For a added cost of protection on anything coming back, then definitely yes, we can do
Wonderful.
that.
Wonderful. We'll go with that. So let's go with that. I'll I basically write out a letter to
Anything in
Kelazar
particular you want
Elderwin.
to say? Uh-huh.
Yeah, I want to kind of say, what's happening, my experiences in this thing.
Sure.
Say expenses. It's been quite expensive to go to and from all these different towns. Give them a report on the caravan situation.
Yep.
And ask for a as part of the letter is ask for a forward payment, basically from my father, and I'll request for 100 gold from my father.
Okay.
But also give him, let's say, give him an update, tell him what's going on, and yeah, that would be my thing. And obviously to send it to BRYN SHANDER.
BRYN SHANDER, yes. He will give you a rough estimate of like the margin is like a day or 2, depending on just how much of a slog it is.
Longer than that, won't it?
Yeah, maybe like I'll figure out in downtime for you, but essentially there'll be a day where this is the rough estimated mark that the messenger will get back on. It might be like a couple of days here and there, depending what it runs
Delays.
into.
Yeah.
Okay.
And basically, so it's a case of I'll pay that up front, and then I'd also say that part of that is I want to buy this magical item. It's quite expensive. There's not a lot of money in this area, and I could really do with some support, and kind of like just a genuine letter to my father, with a typical child request of some money. Some pocket money,
Bank, the
please.
bank of mummy and daddy.
Yeah, exactly. The mumsy and dadsy
Man, I
bank.
wish Quinn could see this letter. It's like, it's fucking city people coming up here. Have no
Mummy, please!
understanding.
It's so cold.
Yeah, have no
Yeah.
understanding of how harsh it is here.
Just like a whole page of this, like, please, please, please.
It's not that bad. No.
I need magical items +3.
Yeah. Please
It's like
send
you
Elven
just saw
Sword
this out-
+2.
Yeah. If you could,
+1 is not cutting it.
if you could deal with this problem for me, it'd be much appreciated.
Yeah. Come
Send
out
the
hiding.
voice.
Bring
By
a
the way,
level 20.
Zufira's not here. She's stayed in the tavern.
No, I
You
think-
haven't heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'll be in the tavern.
I
If you're in a
mean,
tavern?
I'll go into the I'll go into the blacksmiths anyway.
Yeah,
so
I wouldn't be going anyway.
Okay.
You
Probably
also, if you're at the tavern, you will have noticed Zufira, her eyes have been like the blue all morning.
I probably like if once you finish with that, if we zip to this, I'll probably ask her about it. So,
Yeah.
do you want to do blacksmith or whatever?
Let's do
first?
the blacksmith first because that's
Yeah.
actually a good place. So, okay. As you're walking down, so it's the morning, you've had your breakfast.
Hell
You're
yeah.
walking down to. Yeah. You're walking down to the blacksmith. And on your way. Where are we? On your way.
Stay a while and listen.
Stay a while. There is. Okay. There are 3 people that approach you. They are actually relatively the same height, but a bit taller than you. You clock them as being dwarfs. These are shield dwarfs, and they're all in their cold weather gear and stuff like that. They look a bit ragged, actually. It says
Uh-oh.
3 stocky figures bundled in cold weather garb stumble towards you. They have snowshoes slung over their backs and ice picks fastened to their belts, and 2 of them have thick beards. The third holds up a
rock and
gloved
stone.
hand. Rock and stone. A third holds up a gloved hand and says, through a thick wool scarf in a raspy voice, "Hello, I'm..." Copy and paste. Go, Greg, go. Please fucking.
Hernia.
Hernia.
Harana?
Harana. There you
Yeah,
go. Harana. I'm Harana, and these are my friends,
I'd say hello.
Corks and Storm.
Runa and Corks and Storn.
Yeah, Corks and Storm.
Is it silent H?
Haruna. It's,
Oh, yeah.
it's a hard one.
Haruna, yeah. We need help, and you look capable.
Say, we've heard that quite a bit lately.
For a quick description of them, Haruna is obviously the speaking a raspy voice, probably from years of smoking. She has lost her right ear and 2 fingers to frostbite. Corks stares in silence and doesn't talk much. He has lost 3 fingers, 2 toes, and his nose to frostbite. So actually, he hasn't got a nose. There's like a blackened sort of, where a nose used to be.
That fucking Tyrion.
Storm seems to be leaning in as if he's trying to hear. And every now and again, you'd notice that he's looking up into the sky and seems to physically shake, and there's a bit of a feared expression on his face as he glances up into the sky every so often. But yes, they go on to say, well, the dwarf speaking goes on to say, we're the survivors of a group of dwarfs tasked with delivering a sled of iron ingots to BRYN SHANDER. Unfortunately, a yeti surprised us and killed a member of our group. The rest of us fled as the yeti tore Orbok.
Not Torborg.
Oh,
He was the
Ubok.
chosen one.
Ubok, limb from limb.
It was like knockoff trainers.
Ubok, limb from limb. Now we need someone to go back and get the sled for us. As payment, we offer each of you a gemstone worth 50 gold pieces.
each of us. I think there's only one person they're talking to.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's, no, they've heard.
They know of the Eyes of Night.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone knows the Eyes of Night by now.
Rumors
Yeah.
started to spread more and more.
Yeah. Crazy, Lever.
Yeah,
Gemstone of what?
we offer a gemstone worth 50 gold pieces. Gemstones are normally 50 gold.
Can we choose which gemstone it is?
Yeah, you get a choice between colours.
Nice. Good.
The friendship of the dwarfs of
Dwarfs.
Icewind Dale can also be a boon in these harsh times. You'll need snowshoes, and then she goes on to say, you'll probably need snowshoes to make the trip in good time. And then she looks down at your feet, realizes you've got pretty nice
I got very
on.
nice shoes on.
Yeah. Oh, you
Those
got
are some nice Uboks you're wearing.
studded gem shoes, yeah.
Ubok hairs.
Air Jordans, boys.
If Ubok
So-
are listening, we are open for sponsorship.
Yeah. So they go on to say, is this something you can do? They look hopeful at you.
Let's say, seems like a matter for the militia, but I can't see why not. What direction is this in?
It's to the east.
We back the way we came.
Not quite. They say we're
And pick up all the side quests.
yeah. It can be a bit like that. Hold on a minute. I just need
No,
to
that's
go
all right.
That's the
to
fetch quest.
the map.
I need 10
I need
berries.
berries.
You start all the side quests, and then you kind of just hope that they're in the direction you're going in.
Yeah, you hope you leveled up and overlapped the next encounter.
The dwarf says, it's not far, but to the northeast. The shield dwarves live in the Dwarven Valley, which is at the foot of the Calvin's Cairn, which is one of the big mountains. You'll know that Calvin's Cairn is basically a standalone mountain.
Seems
Pretty-
safe with this weather.
Yeah.
It's in the
Yeah.
bottom of a fuck off mountain.
Yeah,
How many
and,
blizzards have we had in avalanches?
there is basically where all the shield dwarves live. There is basically a valley that stands at the foot of the mountain. You can see this on the map. For instance, let's take you over to the map.
Never
so you
told me about this at character creation.
No, I can't tell you everything.
You're a rebellious shield dwarf.
Oh, Kelvin's
Well, I guess
Cairn.
I'm a more domesticated dwarf from the west.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be speaking like this.
That's fucking miles away.
There you go.
That is fucking miles away. It's near Car and Connect.
Oh dear.
That's so far away. Unless it's just in that direction.
That
Hold on.
is completely the opposite direction we want to go.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll go to Targos. Like that.
You guys want to go to
Fair, it's
Targos
only
and
like
Zhentarim, all
6
that, but-
hours
Yeah,
between
it's over there.
towns, so we could go there and back in like a couple of
What,
days.
Kelvin-
They're like their sled of ingots got ambushed by the Yeti or so somewhere in amongst from the valley to BRYN SHANDER. So like straight trek would see you there fairly sharpish.
Let's say, well, today we're going to be helping one of our other friends who made an arrangement with last night. But if you have time, I'll bring this news forward to the rest of my group, and we'll have to see what our availability is. Where can we find you if we do come across it on our travels? And
We will be staying here for the next few days, just collecting ourselves.
cool.
And they go, if you manage to do this, we'll be staying at the main inn. We're gonna book out some rooms there and just recuperate for a couple of days.
Sounds like a good plan.
Was
Mm.
that
If we
main?
find-
Sorry, was that?
Yeah, the main inn you guys have been staying at.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Saying if we find your friend's corpse, we will bring it back with us for burial.
Okay,
Nah, let it rot.
that would be most appreciated.
I'm a cleric. Not gonna let a body rot.
On snow, not even rots out.
Won't be rotting.
Slowly.
Not in
Yeah,
this
just
Frozen.
frozen and frozen. Yeah,
If we get hungry,
Stasis,
we get
basically.
rations.
Okay, so they
already eaten by
basically
the
thank you
Yeti.
profusely and then carry on in the direction you came from. Okay,
Cool. In
all the
blacksmith
quest.
time,
Blacksmith time.
black iron or whatever it's called.
Yes, blacksmith time. So you go to the blacksmith. Let's get that bit up. Blacksmiths. Here we are. So yes, there is the traditional blacksmith sign hanging up outside the door, and you can hear somebody working inside. As you walk through, the building is divided into two rooms, and the blacksmithery kind of forge and all that is another like outer building. It's still connected to the building, but it's like your workshop area is like out back. And the room is divided into two halves where a lot of like all the adventuring gear that you need, all the supplies that you need for going out there into the wilderness is kept on the left. And then all your weapons are kept on the right. And these are basically anything you could want within reason. And yeah, that's what's here. And there is a female dwarf behind a wooden counter that is basically looking through the paper of the day, the like little paper
Nice.
they have.
Cool. Like, go up to the counter.
Yeah.
Ring the bell.
Yeah. Right
Up
there.
to the counter.
Yeah, she looks up and goes, a customer. Good to have you here, sir. What can we do for you today?
Like, well, I was
That's a
interested in
discount.
upgrading my armor to splint mail. That is the thing they can do for a halfling.
Halfling.
Dwarf
Yeah,
can,
because
yeah.
she's like looking down, looking
I'm
at
strong enough.
you. She goes, I think we could find something.
Yeah, because I'm wearing chainmail at the moment.
Sure.
But
Let me check. And she yells out,
I'm not sure I'm going to
um,
pay for this, but you can work it out.
Oh, I see where this is going.
so she yells out, "Gone, gone," and there's a pause,
Darn you
and then
prick.
there's a yes, and she says, do we have any? What was it? Splint mail in?
Yeah.
She
Ah.
she roughly gives your like size estimate by looking at you standing, and there's a pause, and she says, and there's a male voice that sounds back and says, "Yeah, just look in the chest over in the corner. You might be able to find something there." And she nods and then goes over and says, "Yeah, follow me. We might be able to have something here." And she looks in the chest and she pulls out something that's roughly your size. It might be a bit of a tight fit, but you might be able to make it work. And she holds it up in front of you, like the whole thing. And goes, "With a few measurements and a few adjustments, we should be able to make this fit for you."
So that'd be very much appreciated. Although it'd go well with my new office as Speaker of Good Meat.
Oh my god.
do you do a political discount?
Oh, fucking hell.
Why do you do these things? Hold on.
But that was really expensive.
It is. I'm about to find out myself.
What is the price of the...
It's 200 golds at the base price. I like to think I have quite a bit of money. Sure, they got paid for being a speaker, right?
Does it give you any advantage over chain? Oh,
Yes.
it's plus 1 AC.
So it makes your starting AC 17 rather than 16.
Yeah. Fuck that, get a plate. What are you doing?
It's $1,500. And
He's a speaker of a town, it's fine. Pay them as fish.
Fish! Tonight's fish is trout a la creme.
Yeah, give me a
yeah,
lifetime
some
supply
good
of good
meat.
meat.
Just try to be like, could set it up. Get you guys some.
Back
meat.
the alley deals, yeah.
That's better. If I haven't got the cost.
Good
Nice,
meat,
nice
good
to
meat.
know you're not putting your powers of corruption in.
Skill.
No. This is for the
Poison
betterment.
or
Are you buying medium armor or heavy armor?
Heavy armor.
And it's
200 gold.
200 gold, yeah.
Yeah, 200
Good to
gold.
know, actually. 'Cause I'll probably
Okay,
have to
yeah.
get
There's a
something
reason
better.
Quinn didn't want Shander Froth running that shit.
Hey,
Fuck out of here.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm
doing
the one who
this-
runs this town.
I'm doing this for the betterment of good meat. If
Sure.
I die in the quest, then we can't save the world.
I'm the sheriff of this town.
She goes, yeah, we can make this work for you.
Oh yeah.
Do you... She holds up, there's like a little tag on the side. It's 205 gold.
Where's the 5 come from?
Say,
That's
can
your-
I
that-
say? I know. Say, wait. I have an errand to run this afternoon, and I have to go to the council hall as well. Can I pay 100 now, do the fitting, and then pay the rest when I pick it up later?
I don't see why not. We can keep it behind the desk for you as well.
I say perfect. So I'll pay 100 now, and I'll try and find the other 105 later.
Sure.
So much for not giving a fuck
You got
about
that money
gold.
yesterday evening.
Don't
It's
spend
like
it all
how
at
far
once.
it's gone.
It's like when your
Fuck
mum
rations.
gives you
I just want my armor.
It's like when your mum gives you 10 quid when you're young and you're like, don't spend it all at once, and you spend it on the first thing you see.
I want heavy armor.
You've
It's
got
even
heavy
funnier is you
armor.
can't afford it.
Yeah, I gave you 10 quid, damn it.
We'll get money from
I'll give you Monopoly money.
the little guys. We'll find the Yeti. It's another 50. It'll be fine.
Wait, we're getting 50 gold between us for the helping this woman out.
Yeah, we're getting 50 each for the
Gems, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
for the
but-
gems.
I'm not even there.
So that's like a day's trip there, probably, and then a day's back. So it might be a while.
Yeah,
Don't worry, I'm sure we got money between us. I got.
Let's have a
some gold.
plan to go and talk to the speaker of this city.
Please give us
We're
money.
doing that
Please, can
later.
you get me this splint mail for free?
Yeah, I go to the council and be like, so, this position I'm in,
What's
Yeah,
the top
exactly.
dollar?
Okay.
So like a payment for this job.
So she.
Do you want to work for the
there's-
Zhentarim Guild? You seem like a perfect fit.
Maybe it stops the winter.
There's about 5 minutes that go by where she takes your measurements and she puts like a little, she makes a couple of markings on a piece of paper and all those kind of things,
Nice.
and goes, "Yes, come
Fucking hell.
back. We'll hold this for you for a time. Normally we do. How fast
Okay.
do you think you can get the rest of this money?"
In a year.
I'm flush with money. No worries. How dare you?
Did they do an insight check?
Yeah, do they do it? How good do they roll?
There's the
Say,
collar, like,
How does 2025 sound?
I say at most it'll be 3 days.
year 1400.
Okay, well, it's not too bad.
At most
we
it'll be
can-
3 days.
We
Well,
just
you
come
know,
by later
quest.
and we just see Quinn fucking begging on the street.
Should have gave away those
One
coffers,
copper.
didn't I? Go back to the homeless people and take the money back out the front.
Oh, fuck, he's
could
like
probably hold
robbing the
this
till
for
behind the
about-
bar. Like,
We could probably hold this for you for about a week before.
Perfect.
You know, fair's fair. So yeah, we'll
you get your
sort
money
out
back, though?
measurements.
Money back.
Is there
No, I
anything
did a
else?
deposit.
Who'll be the first beggar speaker?
They no, that's everything I need. You've been most hospitable.
Dude,
While I'm
do you
putting
not-
on my other armor, I
Stick
guess.
it on the credit card.
Sure.
Put it on
Is
my
there-
tab.
I can see you're kind of the out and about sorts. Have you got enough gear, as it were? Do you need any more rations or any more furs?
Not that he can
Say-
afford.
He's like, oh, don't worry, the speaker's going to be over later to pay the rest. We're chums, me and her.
It's like, oh no, I'm good. You got plenty of rations. I have this knife. I have this battle axe.
Sell the knife.
I have this sickle.
Sell the knife.
I was thinking
Well,
just selling the boots of winter and getting plate. 'Cause I was like, I reckon I could probably sell boots of winter for a lot of money in this place.
quite possibly, I don't know.
As if there's any money
well,
to.
Boots that keep you magically warm in the middle of a blizzard.
In the middle of a pandemic, blizzard.
Yeah,
thing.
they're good. Okay, so she goes, well, it seems like you've got everything you need then. Yes, come back
my
as soon as
throat.
possible and we'll have this done for you.
Yep. I say, no worry. Once I tap my business, I'll be right back.
Out the shop, we're going, shit.
That was a lot more money than I thought it was going to be.
I like how the discount was. It went from 200 gold to 205.
Yeah.
There's your
Kinda
political
hoping-
discount.
It's kind of like a charisma check or something to trigger then. It's just like, nope, you just paid
I
me.
just fucked him over. Yeah, it should be 200 gold. Yeah, 205 gold then, please.
When do I go to the council?
Yeah.
Like, so, do I get money for doing this? Can someone pay me my first month's
What's
pay?
next as you walk out into the cold?
That's all I really have to do. So I won't go to the council house if we're going to do this at midday. So I can imagine doing council things and talking to the speaker of this place is probably going to be a long time.
I should to get everything in order and to understand the workings out of how everybody comes together, how they go through proceedings and vote on things and things like that. To understand that will take you, it's a good like 2 hours of you sitting down with
Yeah.
somebody
We
talking,
gotta
filling
meet
out
that.
papers, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, we got to meet that woman at midday. So I'll probably head back to the inn, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Yeah,
do
much
the
else.
scene between me and Sufira then? Like after you've done all this.
That'll be a good place.
Okay, because I'm definitely Cassius isn't going to leave the. He's got no reason to go and get anything. Probably sat at a table eating food or something.
Sounds like he's got money sitting around not doing
Oh
anything.
god. Now I'm in a rock and a hard place. Like please. And
It's already made
You said, like,
promises.
no, you said
Split mail NFT.
oh fuck off. You want to burn your money on that shit?
You can own a picture of my split mail.
Just tape it to my armor. I've got more armor. So yeah, Cassius is probably eating.
Just apply a load of ignorance to yourself.
And Zufira's probably, you said she has like still got this bluish tint in her eyes. Is that correct?
Yeah, she's had that ever since you saw her this morning.
Yeah. Probably like if she sat down with me, I'd probably just say, you know, are you okay? You
She looks a little stiffer than usual.
yeah, I was like you don't seem your quiet self, shall we say?
Well, I'm afraid Zufira's sort of not here today.
Taken aback by this, Cassius is like, he goes, is there a reason for this kind of like body swapping thing? Because obviously, you know, normally there's two different, you know, there's Dende and then there's Zufira. What's going on?
Oh while we were in town, I just thought it would be safer to not be my physical self for a little bit. And so I sometimes I'm just able to sort of use Zufira's voice as mine.
I feel like I should do some kind of check on him on them. What would
Insight, I suppose.
What are you checking to see?
Yeah, are you, like what's going on? Because he's like, he seems like, this is normal, and I'm like, no, I don't think it is. So is it like insight to see what the fuck's
Insight,
happening?
yeah, I guess.
14. Obviously, that's your choice as to much you want to give away, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like he's not. I think this is probably something better to figure out just by asking.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess from my reaction, I'm being like, I let's just roleplay it, see what happens. I guess Cassius is like, Dende, what is going on? Like this is the first, apart from that conversation last night with that lady, where I understood that you communing with this lady about chewingas made sense. You have experience with these little sprite fellows, but this is a whole new thing that seems to be happening. Is there a problem?
I mean, this is not a problem in terms of me being able to do this. I think the Zufira just doesn't want to come out at the moment. This morning she was not well, so I just thought it would be better that I take over for her for a bit. She's a little unwell.
I see that you mean well. I have no reason for concern in any way, any malicious or anything. I think none of that at all. But this is odd, and something that says that something's clearly going on. Probably
I'm
not my
well
business.
aware.
Probably
this-
not my business.
Trust me, I'm not entirely. This is very strange to be in a dwarf's body.
Yeah, I considering you were once a wyvern, and suddenly now you're in a smaller person's body. That's sorry, Drake. Common mistake. You know, this is unusual. Is there anything that we can do to help?
Sweet.
I suppose I didn't want to speak for Zufira. I feel bad. I mean, she's still here. I suppose this is my business as well. One of the I believe mentioned that I was once alive and then killed, and one of there were many hunters involved in this hunt of me. I was quite the impressive Drake back in my time in the living. They had to hire many to take me down, but one of them was here last night, and it did upset Zufira. I felt a certain amount of wrath from her, and I fear if I hadn't stepped in, she may have done something she regrets, and I stopped her, and I feel as if maybe she's upset at me, and
Hmm.
I don't know. She's not speaking to me. Is the thing.
The Cassius is like obviously absorbing this information. He sat there thinking, rubbing his beard. He replies and he says, "Is this ranger or person or this person still here? If they left, I'm assuming nothing untoward has happened. But is there any
I
way of
assume so.
um
Thing is,
any way of talking to this person to find making amends?
are
Or
they here at the breakfast, Mr. DM?
Here at the breakfast.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Or have
are
we
you?
seen this person at all since last night? Have they been stuck in their rooms? The hunter, the other hunter.
Oh, the other hunter. Says he's gone out. I would
Yeah.
say he probably has stuff to do. So
Yeah, yeah.
there would have been a moment where you see him come downstairs and go out.
I don't even know. I mean, he was here, but I don't even know if it's a matter of needing to resolve things with this particular individual. I don't know if it can ever be enough for Zufira. There were many involved, and I feel as if she hates. It's a lot. She hasn't been the same since the event, and
It does seem like it's taken quite the toll on her ever since. She has never really mentioned a huge amount about it until obviously she started hearing you a lot more, and I think more information was gathered. But I feel like something that day clearly is burned into her brain that she's never ever been able to let go of. And clearly, whoever this person was that you both saw last night has really shaken her up. I wonder if there's a way of helping to, get past this step, or whether she just needs time.
maybe just time. I confess I'm not. I don't know Zufira even that well. I only have a sort of intuitive feel for her.
Hmm.
It's the connection only happened when I died. See, I was sort of passing on to the afterlife as one does. But you see, it's quite a ridiculous story, really. I don't know if you would believe me.
It just
You
says,
believe
"Try
in
me.
God?
Just try me."
You believe in gods, Mister Von Deuce?
To a degree,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I know the gods exist, but would you believe if I said I spoke to one?
I'm walking around with a cleric who clearly speaks to someone who does harvesting. So yes, there couldn't be anything weirder. There's a fish on the wall over there that speaks.
True that. True that. Well, I believe we dragons and drakes and wyverns, when we die, we go to the dragon eyrie, and there's a place we pass through on the way there, and normally it is Lendis, the dragon god of justice, who proceeds over the process and tells us where to go. But seems that on this occasion, the husband of Lendis sorry, the wife of Lendis intervened, and Tamara, the dragon goddess of mercy, and seems she put a word in and said that there was a task for me to do, and sent me back on, saying that this Zufira was meant to help in some way with events. It was all a bit over my head, if I'm honest. I've just been trying to help her ever since, but I fear this. She I don't know.
Hmm.
I feel like she's gotten better, if anything, since meeting all of you, but last night she scared me, and and then you hear like the eyes kind of the cloud just fades a little bit for just a second, and you just hear. Then they won't protect himself.
Cassius says, not really sure who he's talking to at this point. He just says this. He goes, I am a half an elf, half a human. I have seen the ways of both elves and humans, and trust me, they can both be destructive and crazy and just awful at times. But on the flip side of that, both these species can be amazing, incredible. If you spend the rest of your life constantly in anger at these people that obviously brought harm to Dende, it will eat you alive from now until the days you die. It's not worth holding on to all that right now. You, Zafira, need to take the moral high ground. Be the better person that these other people weren't. Don't lust for revenge. You've been given this great gift with Dende here being by your side, and we've all happened to meet one another, the four of us, and quite frankly, this is not this whatever's going on with Icewind Dale, whatever happens with Icewind Dale, the fact that the four of us have bonded over this particular thing, different parts, different walks of life, that's an incredible thing. I came here seeking answers, I had none. I meant to leave, and instead, I meet you guys, and quite frankly, you should take solace in that. Don't let this anger and hatred for these people, some people are desperate. People do desperate things. Some people are driven by greed, some by food, some by hunger. It's a crazy world we live in. Just be the better person.
See, it's kind words, Cassius. Just like Dende, you say a lot of kind things. And Dende, he doesn't stand up for himself. He didn't protect his own life. So what happens then? All the good people get killed. All the bad people run rampant.
Not
So why should, if Dende is going to let himself be killed, why do I protect myself?
because the world needs people like us. We might not be perfect in any way, shape, or form, but what are we doing right now? We helped out the town of Goodmead. We've helped out a bunch of animals living in a cave that can speak. We've already done good in this world. Other people like ourselves have done good in this world. There will always be people that are destructive and evil, and there'll always be people with good in their heart. The fact that you have the spirit of Dende, or however he is manifested within you, you are protecting him now, and he is protecting you. It's something that many people would be jealous of, to have such an honor, but also to have potentially a great bond with what could bloom into a wonderful friendship. It's like you must realize that not everybody is that evil, and the people that are good will defend themselves. That's what we do. We go out there, we get paid, or we go out and help people. Whether it be wildlife, humans, elves, orcs, it doesn't matter. If we feel it's right in our gut to help those people and those species, that's what we do, and we make other people's lives that little bit better.
I appreciate you, Cassius. And I appreciate you, Dende. I'm just tired. I just need a break, and just let Dende take over for a bit. And just the blue eyes come back.
He just nods. He casts his nods. He's like, I understand. Like, I think he probably just closes his eyes for a moment and just sort of like almost centers himself, realizing, about being, with Zafira saying tired, thinking that we haven't really truly stopped for a length of time since we've been on this little adventure, realizing that, hey, I am kind of missing some of the other things from home. gets a bit like just like has to calm himself a little bit, and then he's like opens his eyes up and he's like sort of knows that it's obviously Dende, gives him a nod, and then probably says like,
And they kind of reaches out and kind of slaps your thigh because that's all he can reach. Or I guess it's across the table, so he just kind of reaches across and like slaps your shoulder awkwardly.
yeah. I look at him and I'm like, you want something to eat?
Yes.
I go up to the bar. I go up to the bar and I get us whatever food. I don't know. I assume because he's in a dwarven body, you just eat no regular food. But
Yeah, it's just normal dwarf.
Yeah.
Normal food there.
You've
I
never
guess-
seen Dende eat in like dragon form other than snowballs and things.
yeah, so I go and just get some food
Snowballs.
because I don't know any better. I'm like, I think because you're in this body, you want regular food because it's still Severa's body, so it probably runs on that.
Yeah,
So he just comes back with like whatever they're serving for breakfast, and puts it down in front of him,
Bacon
and
and eggs.
bacon and eggs, whatever. And they just sit there and they probably just talk about, probably about like what I did as a childhood and stuff like that, and his life before all of this and stuff, and they just have convene, bonding.
Yeah. Dende's having some trouble with the knife and fork, and after a minute, he just starts using his
Yeah.
hands and shoveling his mouth in.
Cass is just like trying not to laugh, but he can't help it. He's just like, you know.
Oh,
And
cool.
there's our little bonding scene.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then whoever
So, who wants to do anything? Where are we at?
My last thing is just to go to Dakut.
Yeah.
And yeah, just see what price we're going to be dealing with for the items, the artifact, if he's come to a decision on that.
Oh, yeah. So he beckons you in.
Yep.
He's like, come sit down, or come up to my desk. You can see lots of papers all over the place. This is the historian sort of person at work. He's been writing the book, and he's got the book all sorted, and he hands it over to you.
Mhm.
And he goes, "Here you go. Everything is in there that you would need to know. Everything I know from the book. Perfect copy, as you will."
Thank you.
And he pulls out a box, and he puts the orb. He takes the green orb out of the box and puts it on the table. And he says, "Oh, I've had a look through my books and things, and this is it's gonna be a bit, that's for sure. It's hard to find these kind of items around. It's not too hard to replicate if you know where to look, if you know who to ask. You could probably get this, made for a price yourself. The fact that it has been with that particular orc tribe for so long gives it's a historical artifact. So I've had a word with my wife as well, and we think about 500 odd should be relatively okay.
And
100 now?
yeah.
I'll go ask the rest of the party for money. I'm sure they'll be able to help.
Yeah.
Quinn's thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I think 500 gold might be out of our reach for a while, unfortunately.
Is that for the book and the stone? Sorry.
No, the
No, if
5
you
gold
recall,
for the
you've
book.
already paid for the book, I believe.
Oh yeah.
No, I put it forward. It was 5 gold, I think it was. I was going to pay him.
I thought you paid for it already.
Yeah, 5 gold.
Did I pay for it already?
It's
I thought I
like
was
Quinn's
gonna-
got an idea to make money. I've just been looking it up.
Thought I was going to pay him once it was done.
Open a shop.
I don't
Yeah,
think.
apparently you can charge like 10 to 50 gold for like a cure wound spell.
Nice.
It's gonna go to like a temple and be like, "Hey, you want healing? Give me the money."
Let me check my notes.
No,
Unless
it
I
was an
get
agreed price. I
paid.
don't think I actually paid him.
Oh, okay.
I
It's
think
5 gold.
we pay.
Well, you can do the book easy, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the book's not the
But
issue, but
the
500 gold, yeah,
magical
that's a bit
artifact
expensive.
that's like
Haggle him
it's like,
down. Persuade him.
Yeah,
You
well, I
already
mean,
did
We already did that.
I'll say, given that we escorted you all the way from the Orc Cavern, and also given that we saved your life in there, plus we were more than happy to escort you to Targos as well. Perhaps we
Mhm.
can review that price. I'm thinking more along the lines of 300 gold.
Not after saving his life. I want it even cheaper than that.
He thinks
And you'll have
and
a friend for
says,
life.
Give me a minute. Goes and walks upstairs.
His
Do you
wife
do
is
anything
really
in
evil.
these minutes that tick by?
Stab his kid.
He comes back down. Comes back down and goes 350. You got yourself a deal.
Very
You
well, but
probably
I will
won't
need
find one of.
some. I will need some time to obtain this much gold. I'm happy to pay the 5 gold for the book now,
Yes, of course you can. That's fine.
and then we'll say the other 345 for when
Oh,
I have it.
it will sit here for the time being.
Sure.
He chuckles and he says, I've got everything I need for the time being as well. So
Sure, sure. In if you want us to take you to Targos, obviously if you want to go on your own, then by all means. But if you want us to go with you, we're heading that way anyway. But we do need maybe 1 or 2 more days in this area, in this town. So if that works for you, we can go together and we can escort you. Or
truth be told, I need to get there before the next moon comes around.
when is that?
So that's in a couple of days, isn't it? Maybe a week.
Oh, we'll
I
definitely
need
be
to.
there. We need
Yeah,
like 1 or 2 days at most, I should imagine. And
I need to get there within good time before the new moon comes around.
well, the choice is yours. We're happy to escort you, but
Okay.
we have a few things we need to do in town, so we're probably looking at 1 or 2 days. It's
Well,
only a
well,
day's travel, right, from here. So
not even that. It's a
there
couple
we
of
go.
hours, I believe.
Fantastic.
I
Well,
could wait on another couple of days.
sure. Well,
Ooh.
we'll come back, and if you're here, we can escort you. If you're not, we'll probably see you in Targos.
Okay.
I hand over
Sounds
the
good.
5 gold for the book,
Sure, he takes
and
it,
I
puts it in
take
a
that.
puts
So
it in
it's,
another
it's an
box.
orc translation book, but it's in Orcish, yeah. Or
Yeah.
or is it already translated?
It was a copy of his book, so
But he would have written it in common, right?
yeah, it's like half and half. It's
Sure, it's
yeah,
translation
or
book, so it'll be
yeah,
the orc to
It was
English.
Orc
yeah,
to common,
exactly.
wasn't it? So
It was that, yes.
certain
Yeah.
things that you could pick up. So what I would, yeah, okay, cool.
Okay.
Add that to my inventory.
Your
Um,
inventory is full.
do you have like Orcish as a language yet?
Nope.
I could also say for you, like over time, you could probably learn.
That was my plan, to be fair. I wasn't going to bring it up until we actually slept, but yeah, I'd probably stay up a couple of hours every night to take it in and try and, even if not learn the whole language, just learn part of the language, see if I can pick up things so
Roll
that
me
if
a
we do come
D10.
across a D10,
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Roll a
Roll
D.
D10. Roll a D.
Oh no.
Nat 1.
One.
Takes me 1 hour.
Takes you 1 week to learn a good amount.
Oh, so actually 1 is good.
Yeah, in this instance, I was like, roll a dice. That's how many weeks it takes you to like grasp the language. Turns out
Okay.
you're smart enough to do it quickly. Who
Awesome.
knew?
Full disclosure, Zufira will probably be borrowing that book once I get my next favorite enemy,
Oh
because
God,
you get a
can't
language
pass
from
it
the enemy
around.
you study. So, like, yeah. Just
Nice.
makes sense that, like, of the enemies she's faced and the ones that she's focused on, orcs might be one of those.
Well, luckily, because of my awesome roll, you might not have to wait very long.
It turns out one of us probably already speak Orcish. We just haven't realised. Like,
That'd be hilarious.
Love me.
It's like you remember.
Yeah,
okay, that's
it's
cool.
just something I'll do over time anyway. You know, if it takes a week or a little bit longer, it's fine. It is what it is. I just want to use it to learn part of a language and just understand the orcs because it's bound to be something
Yeah,
we're going to come
sure.
across in the time. That was the whole reason I wanted it in the first place.
No,
So
I picked that
Stealing that
up
book.
like instantly when you fixated on it. It's fine.
oh, you that book? The book you should give back that you stole?
I remember.
To be fair,
Yeah.
I keep forgetting halfling is a language in this.
Yeah.
Hey, it was character building. Amelia learned a
No, it's
lesson there.
incredible. I like it. It's cool. It's something you can take
Yeah.
back to your family as well. It's like I learnt this while I've been out here.
I think
I like-
halfling's less. of a
Kellers, I want to
language,
buy
more
this
of an
book off me.
accent.
500 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. You realize that
I mean,
halfling-
when you go, oh, me, that's halfling.
Whoa.
But technically, it's far enough removed from English that it's a separate language in D&D rules.
Wow.
What about West Country?
Hey, Frodo.
Halflings are the butt of every
Going to
joke.
I grew
Mordor.
up in Somerset. I'm allowed to say that.
We're all from
Uh,
Somerset, aren't we?
Yeah.
no,
yeah.
not Dave.
Wow,
Dave
Devonian.
Except Dave.
Dave's from Cornwall.
Oh.
Devonian.
So in fact, Dave, you don't have the right to be a halfling.
Actually, Phil's from Cornwall, aren't you, Phil?
Childhood.
From
in
the
Cornwall.
actual Shire, I could be a halfling.
That's cultural appropriation, I'm afraid.
I'm from the Shire.
How
How could I not be a halfling?
Baggins. Bag end.
What's the next bit of action? So
Fair kettle end.
I think
We
we
are now
probably
going-
reconvene, don't we?
Yeah.
reconvene.
You all level up.
Not yet.
Yes, please.
You already.
We don't need to
reconvene.
do.
Next one is like 12 o'clock, wasn't it? To meet her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably tell them about the missing dwarf and that we can get 50 gold each.
Oh,
from
yeah,
bringing
sure,
back
sure.
the sled of ingots.
You
I also
relayed
say
that
that we've got a couple of days before we need to go back to
Hmm.
Coot.
I was to say I really need money.
You me both, Quinn. You me both. That
Oh.
artifact seems to be a little bit more expensive than I thought.
I've you guys confused that I'm talking to Dende in Severa's body at all, or you just like accept
I
it?
think
I've not
I'm more
even,
worried
I've not,
about
that happened
money.
before I got there.
No. I mean, when you get back, when
Oh.
you just sat there.
No,
like,
I meant that's like what I literally do. I get back to the table, I'm like, guys, there's a missing dwarf. You got ate by a yeti, but we can bring the ingots back and get 50 gold each in the form of a jewel. It's like, also, I kind of brought some armor that I can't afford. I need some more money.
Cassius has just like got this fork sticking out his mouth. Like,
So I got a plan though.
I believe
Like,
we've got some money in the bag. And he reaches for the pouch and his hands like frozen like this, like he's fighting.
have you been watching Moon Knight by perchance?
No, actually, I probably should.
Yeah,
You
okay.
should.
I say, oh, Dende, that'd be very kind.
Yes, please, Dende.
I can just reach the pouch. How much did you need?
100 gold.
105.
100. No, not that much.
It's all right. I do what I do when I need money. I'll just go to a temple, cure some people that are ill,
That was amazing.
make some money, bish bash bosh.
Mm.
Sure.
Need to get some more
Anyways, we
armor
should.
anyway.
I think our friend will be arriving anytime soon.
Oh yeah, that's some more money as well.
Speaking of which, you can see her walking through the door now.
Ah,
And she looks around for you and then sees you, gives you a little wave, and starts walking over.
You asked if she brought the money.
I don't.
I mean, I don't.
we already got the 25 gold up front last night, right?
So she owes us another 25 then.
She owes us
I
25.
don't think we did.
Or did we not?
No.
So she
I
owes-
didn't put.
she
I
owes
didn't
us-
put anything on, but I did say
owes us
25
50
gold up
gold for-
front.
I thought it was just 50 gold and we keep the lantern.
Yeah, but 25 up front, you know, because that's Emilio's deal.
Well, she just give us the 50 gold.
Doesn't
now.
really
We
matter.
need to get
whatever.
better at negotiating as a group.
I mean, to be fair,
The
yeah.
negotiation was all over the place.
yeah, he did already negotiate a good deal, and I was like,
He's
no,
trying.
it's fine, I've got this.
And then Den and Zufura were like, we'll just do it for free.
Yeah.
like those two.
I was trying to be a politician.
And then I did say I would help pay towards whatever it was you wanted. So,
I think you just let Amelia be the leader of the group when it comes to negotiating.
Quinn
No,
doesn't normally care about money, but as soon as you went past that armorer, it's like,
her eyes.
ooh, I should get some new
Yeah.
armor.
Amelia's literally like a thief by nature and like a rogue type thing. Like she loves money, and she's been brought
It's
up
just
with
a-
money.
So does your father.
To Zufira and
Like
Denny,
father,
this
like
feels
daughter.
like the main. This feels like the main story quest. This is literally like a way to potentially stop Icewind Dale's winter, and so immediately it's just like, yeah, what the fuck? Why are we like? This is the main quest.
Mm.
It's got like a big thing around the icon on the quest
Oh
list.
yeah, Quinn's all for that, but as she went past the armor, it's like, that would help me. That would help me a lot.
Cassius has money but doesn't know what to do with it. Right
You
now.
should fund the Quinn Armor Fund. It's a good charity.
He's like pretending
pot.
when you're asking for money, he's slowly just tucking the money like deeper away into his pot, like into his robes and
I need
stuff.
to buy a chain
Remember
shirt.
that deal we made?
once Zufira
Yeah, he
can get
knows
out of the figurative bathtub.
So she goes.
not gonna
It's
back
50
out.
gold. Big price for that chain shirt. 50 gold. Don't know if I can afford it.
Chain? She's my chainmail.
Too
It's
small.
a chain shirt. It's medium armor. Sorry,
Just
doesn't
cut it,
work that way.
just cut it in half,
Well,
and you'll be fine.
Did you offer to sell the chainmail to put it towards the price? That's 75 gold right there.
Nope, I did
You,
not.
you just gonna keep it?
Uh,
Chuck around 55 pounds of chainmail for no reason?
could say
Can
it.
you even?
But I need it now still because we're going to do missions.
Well, yeah, but that could, if you're swapping
Trade.
it out, then
Yeah.
that will count.
I was just like I'm playing a spellcaster. It's
Yeah, but
easy.
you realise that when you
Money
buy
selling your spells.
when you buy chainmail, it's 75 gold. When you sell it, it's worth 2. That's just how games work, right?
Maybe, probably. I imagine it would be probably half.
It's
Or
more.
at
It's
least.
more the fact that his discount
Three-quarters.
made the item more expensive.
Yeah, I was trying to get a persuade roll, but just got
Oh,
it.
you're a speaker?
more.
400 gold.
Yeah.
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 Oh, you really
Oh, you're
want this item?
rich. You're a
2 grand.
mayor. Oh,
That's why I was starving all you poor people.
This is not how economics works.
You bought the endless winter on yourselves. It's
If
not
only
my
you
fault.
funded me.
Yeah.
So yeah, she comes over, and
So I kind of assume we're just gonna be ending soon anyway.
oh yeah, we are. I'm trying to get to a point. Well, we'll say that you've all got everything you need. She's
Oh,
got
yeah.
everything you need. She
But
puts
everything
the-
I want.
Yeah, right. She holds up the lantern and she points it in. She finds the mark and she points it in the direction. The direction is still roughly the same. So yes, you ready to do Taringas, are you?
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Favorite
The
little guys.
wing is the wing is the
It will be traveling. I could leave that at this point here. So you make your way out, and we're going to flip to another map very quickly. And this is in between you getting to the next encounter, as it were. But I do have something set up for you.
Good
So there is about 2. Yeah, going that way, aren't you? So you go out. Now here's a thing. Do you walk to the main path, or do you head what appears to be towards Tourmaline?
Whichever
rather
way
than
the lantern's going, I suppose.
Yeah, I was
Because we're
going
following the
past.
lantern, aren't we? Really, rather than the set
So
path.
we like we're going off into like tundra-y
Yeah.
woods. Like
For
a
instance,
forest,
on
or...
the map, where's my little thing?
So we're not going.
You're going off this way,
Yeah.
and you're going to hit the main path, but it will be like this kind of thing.
I'd just follow it straight.
Okay.
Like
Eventually,
where
you'll
the
hit
lantern's
Tourmaline.
pointing, unless anyone's got
I,
a
th-
strong
I think
objection.
if there's a path to follow, we'll follow it because it's easier to traverse.
Like,
But ultimately, we're
Zafira's got
following the
lantern.
Okay,
yeah,
so
we're
yeah,
just
yeah.
following
I think she would
Zafira.
just be following it straight.
You're basically into the
Yeah,
wilderness, but like
right.
out this
That's where
way.
they live.
So somewhere around there.
They live in the wilderness, so I'm like, go straight to the wilderness.
I
That is a very
assume
good point. Zafira's got the lantern, so we just follow Zafira.
Yeah.
Okay,
'Cause
following
I
lanterns,
Simple as
so-
that.
Ranger.
Party done.
Always
I
follow the ranger.
Decision
I
made.
assume you meant don't you either go to Targos and follow that path or you just cut.
Yeah, it means to
Yeah,
verb.
you
Yeah,
cut
yeah,
straight
yeah.
across. Okay, so basically, there's a time in
My
these hours that
+5
are
in
passing
survival.
that you find yourself in a bit of a wooded area. Can you arrange yourselves in the marching order, as it were?
So you're
I
saying to go
guess
in
like a 2x2 formation.
or T shape.
Oh, yeah, I'll follow Zafira.
Maybe shove her at the back, I guess. The
Wait, she's at the
path
front.
over-
Zafira's going to be at the front because
No, I
she's.
meant Grace still.
So
Oh.
facing forward, like going
Yeah,
up.
surely we put
That's
her.
your
Yeah,
path.
yeah.
Like this is you're going that way.
Yeah, surely we put the client behind
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. I'm protecting them.
Okay. As you walk, let's see.
Roll for initiative, suckers.
No, not yet.
As a narrative note, while Phil's looking this up, since leaving the town, like it's kind of like Zufira and Dende are a bit more interchangeable. It's not like Dende is, but like it's almost like he's supporting her. Just like kind of like, if someone asks like a trivial question, Dende will probably answer. Just yeah.
If someone
like
tries to
Zufira,
take
you'll see her
money.
like look down.
Stop hitting
Uh,
yourself.
Almost like
Saphira,
she's just socially tired, among other things.
Yeah.
what's your frame of mind? What is your frame of mind right now, Saphira? Then
It's like Dende's looking out through the eyes and doing the ordinary stuff and sort of looking around, but Zufira's still mentally there, and she still sees through her eyes and feels what her body feels, and she's watching.
Give me a perception check.
Yep. With advantage because there's two of us, right?
Um,
No, I'm
I
fucking
can
with you.
assist.
I'm not gonna metagame that hard, okay? It's
Oh,
21.
Only if you did.
Doesn't matter. 21's pretty fucking great.
21. Okay. You are not surprised by this. You have a split second to basically shout out a word. You're walking along, and all of a sudden, the ground underneath you starts trembling, and you've got 3 seconds of you realize what this is. And I'm just going to do a quick
Worm, innit?
copy and paste.
Could be the Yeti with the
Someone's
iron
been watching
ingots.
June.
Somebody's one watching June.
Someone's been playing June.
Yeah.
I watched Dune again last night and then wrote. Well, not last night. I've been watching a lot of and reading a lot of Dune related stuff.
It is good.
The game has made me interested in the book again.
The book is fucking phenomenal.
Okay.
All of the
Say
books
the
I've read
later
are.
ones are better.
Theoretically, you can only
First
see
is
this.
good.
Can you see this?
I can't see anything.
I up at the north of the map. Do you mean?
In your player handouts.
I haven't gotten anything up on my screen, but what am I looking for?
Okay, I'll just copy and paste it to you.
You can send me something in Discord.
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah,
DM you.
Dugan,
Easier that way.
orcs,
Uh,
the speaker and the sheriff. Yeah, it's just normal stuff for me.
okay. You've got 3 seconds of reaction time. You see
Gotcha.
You see this.
Why?
So you hear Zufira's voice go. Do I know what this is? As a
Yeah, you've been up
ranger,
here
or-
long enough.
Hit that cameras and
What?
she's 3 seconds. That's what you get.
3 seconds. The ground
What'd you
around
say?
you.
You heard him say something.
erupts.
I
The ground around you erupts, and you all get thrown backwards. I'm just going to take control and move
Hang on.
things in the right direction. But essentially,
is-
this means that you are not surprised. Like it doesn't
Oh,
get
okay.
its.
Right. Oh,
God damn
Oh,
it.
map's gone.
map's
Yeah,
gone.
hold on. I'm trying my best.
I'm doing things.
There we go.
It is annoying.
Yeah, I can imagine it. It's really fucking annoying.
That's what I
Because-
want. There we go. This erupts
snake.
out of the ground right in front of you.
It's kind of like a worm.
Boosh.
Yeah.
She
It's
gets
a
thrown back.
Ramaraz.
A Ramaraz.
It's a
And
Pokemon.
at that point, we'll go into
A
combat,
Ramaraz.
but we will do this next time and we will end here.
Level
This
up.
is a Ramaraz. I will give you the handout now. Show it everybody. There you go. Ramaraz.
That's ugly as fuck.
Yep.
I'm
Great
not going to
little
look at the
beasties.
traits and things.
Yeah, I've just read the traits by
Don't
accident.
look at the traits.
Yeah, I
you
just read the
metagaming
the
fucks.
traits. Oh no, Phil, you shouldn't have given us that handout.
Oh, for heaven's sake. I can adjust it.
Yeah, if you take that one off, if you click the handout thing at the
To be
top.
honest, I won't remember for next
Yeah.
week. So if you just get rid
Yeah,
of that,
I'm not looking at that.
Yeah, the top link is the one you want to
Although-
share, the handout.
Do you
That's
feel
why,
right
if I did
now,
that, it
but-
said picture, handout Ramaraz. I clicked that.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Yeah.
one there. Yeah, show to players. Oh, it did, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you can tell me what I know about it based
yeah,
on those
yeah,
traits.
we can
if you-
cover
it
all.
should be
We
in
can
the
cover that all
player.
around time.
I'll forget that by next week.
Yeah.
But there you go. That is another session done.
It
I
is.
hope you all had fun and thank you for joining us. We will go
Thank you for sticking
round.
with us.
Yeah, we will go round and do our little outros. So if Jack, you'd like to take it first.
Sure, thanks everyone. So yeah, I'm Don Hayes. I run a couple of YouTube channels, Don Hayes and Don Hayes Plays. We basically do video game playthroughs, movies, and streams. Where the streams I pretty much play with Killjoy, occasionally Greg and Quinn, and Levi's other brother Zabami or Toby. So yeah, good times. Check us out on that.
Nice.
And
nice.
links will be in the description below.
How about you, Dave?
Cool. I guess I might as well say, got back into writing music again and trying to get back to how good I was at playing bass before. And I have an idea for a weird art gaming installation piece, which I kind of want to do now. I haven't even played much games lately, but other things.
Got me interested.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Levi, you've got a channel as well, haven't you?
I have a lovely channel. If you want to check me out, I'm over at the Engineering Bay. By the time this goes out, go and watch my June video. It's great. One of the better videos. But yeah, I do a lot of like retro content or opinion pieces mainly over there. And you can find all good stuff. We'll be probably start streaming again soon as well because I haven't done that for a while. And sometimes I do stuff with all three of these top people. I assume they're all. I don't know. On my screen, they're all in a row, but yeah.
Or like that.
Yeah, so yeah, that's where I'm at. That's the
Interesting.
Engineering Bay on YouTube, and you can find that on Facebook and Twitter as well if you want to check that stuff out.
Cool. How about you, Greg?
I am a game dev, but that's pretty irrelevant right now. You won't see that for many, many years. But what I do is run Egregious Games, my YouTube channel. I might be getting more into making more videos soon. I only put up about like one video a month right now, but I've got a June one that I'm working on that hopefully should be finished by the time this video is out about Dune Spice Wars. I sort of do variety content, all sorts, a bit of memes, a bit of serious reviews, and some silly shit. Check it out.
Nice. Well, everybody, we are here every other week, posting up on the Mondays. So if you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, give us a subscribe, give the video a like, and all those good things. But yes, that has been Rime of the Frostmaiden for the time being, and we will catch you next time.
Cheers, everyone.
All right, thank
Peace.
you.
Bye.